Hello, it's me. We're back with another stream. And this time, we're gonna be playing a training simulator, or a trainer simulator. Except I guess we're not really playing it if we're walking through an optimized route of it, but you know. Hello, Kirby. Here, frame one, I appreciate that. Also, I gotta ask something. What? Do you know how the activity thing in the corner here works? Because it says you played it 3 days ago. Does it, like, last for a week? Like, what? I don't understand how these work. I also replied with a yay. And... wait. Message sending. Message sent. I've sent a yay to you playing Slay the Spire. I don't know. Did that send like a DM or something? Yeah, I'm only sending mine to friends. Thank you for blowing up my DMs. Oh, it DMs you. Okay, my bad. My bad. I didn't realize that. I don't want people to join my games. I like that this is hidden at the very bottom. So you have to scroll through all of your servers to figure it out. I forget why... Why is it... Like, I think... Why did I turn it on? Oh yeah, I know why I turned it on. If I don't have activity sharing on, it doesn't show that I'm streaming. Like, I'll see the purple thing in the bottom, but everyone else won't. Which is funny. I love the yay. Oh, it doesn't even do the emote correctly. Oh, do you know why it doesn't do the emote correctly? Because I don't have Nitro. I have fake Nitro. I have fake Nitro. I have Vancord, which is way better, but you need a plugin. Which one? You need... Can I just have... You need... Fake Nitro. Yeah, I just sent you the image. That exists? Yeah. This has existed since Better Discord, which launched like a month after Discord launched. And Fake Nitro has existed since then. It has everything except, what's it called? Except larger file sizes. It also allows for custom themes and stuff, so I like to run this one, which I think looks cool. There's a few things that are really, really good to know about, like Vancord. Let me see, do I have it enabled? I need another plugin of Discord. Yeah, you use, like... Honestly, even if you don't like to use Vancord, which is what I have here, right? Having OpenASR is so fucking good. Because OpenASR... How many times more efficient... Or OpenASR, how much faster is it than regular Discord? It makes it go from 9 megabyte to 36 kilobyte. It also it just speeds up every single thing about Discord like massively. So I've got this and what's it called? Vancord. You can have both at the same time. What I was gonna say though was... There's a few things I use that you can't get with regular Discord. One is the open an app thing works a lot better with Vancord than it does in Discord. So like it'll actually open in the Steam app and Spotify instead of the stupid like open in browser that you then have to switch over to. I can pin in DMs. what the fuck? I'm so sorry about that. Oh, I feel like I just got assaulted. I was gonna say silent typing's the best one though. It removes the ... when you're typing, which gives me anxiety. So no one can tell that I'm typing something until I've hit send. Which I think is so good for the for like the expectation when you're DMing. 1 ping per DM is also really nice if someone is like me and posts like 100 DMs. It'll only ping you on the first one, and then it'll put like a couple minute buffer until the next one. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff like that. Any new plugins? Apparently I required one, but nothing else. There's a bunch of stuff here that I just don't use, but you can if you want. Restart required, yeah, because I put on a new one. What was I gonna say? One of the cooler ones. Where would I show this? I showed it in the Path of Exile Discord. Except it's not working right now. Why is my plugin not working? I have a plugin that oh, this isn't the one. Lamau. You can show hidden servers and stuff like that, hidden channels that you don't have access to, which I find pretty useful. It'll show you all the like, oh no, it works. Like all of these ones that are archived, I normally couldn't see, but because of the plugin I can. Which can be useful. Sometimes I'm what's the word? Sometimes I don't trust that people aren't talking shit about me, so I like seeing extra channels. This is an... You can just bypass the nitro? Yeah. Stream quality? Yes. That's absurd. I know. It's really funny. It means that their implementation is garbage. Like once you know this, you'll never go back. I also... My main issue with dropping nitro, because I had nitro until the ID bullshit, the Palantir and age verification thing that they were pushing. Until they started pushing that, I have had nitro for quite a while. Even though I don't super like Discord as a company, I was like, I'm fine paying for this. But as soon as they did that, I dropped nitro and just switched 100% to this. My main issue beforehand was that there hasn't really been any good... This is a lie. When I checked X number of years ago, there weren't really any mobile clients that you could do this on. In the years since, you've been able to have Vancord on phone, no problem. So I just downloaded a client named Revenge, which is a mobile shell of a Vancord. It is essentially just one-to-one Vancord. And then I put on a cool theme. I've got flowers on mine. I think this was posted yesterday. Yeah, this is what my phone looks like. So it has these nice flowers, it's cute, and it has all of the Vancord stuff. So I have nitro and everything. It's great. Yeah. It is genuinely just like a better experience than having nitro. The one thing you need to know is that on PC, this doesn't happen on phone for some reason, but on PC, I guess it's because I've disabled auto updates. When Discord updates, it'll break Vancord, and then that's why I still have the installer, because I just click install or reinstall. These do the same thing in my experience, and then it's on in like less than 20 seconds. So whenever I stop having it because Discord updated, I just click the button and I have it again. But the thing is, sometimes I don't use any of the features for it for a little bit, right? So I'll like have Discord in the corner and not mind. And then someone says something, and I'm like, I need to reply with the yay emote. I need to use the yay emote. It's like non-negotiable. It's just mandatory. So then I just have to really quickly do Vencord installer, click install, and then start Discord, and then do yay. Anyway, this is an Ace Attorney. But I don't remember which one. I think it's Apollo Justice. It's Spirit of Just... No, wait. Dual Destiny, Spirit of Justice... I think it's one of these two. I forget which one Spirit of Justice is. Wait. Oh my god. What is someone doing outside? I just smelled like burned chicken out from my window. It smells really bad. What the fuck are you... What are we doing here? Won't be an This could be an investigator game, actually. I hate the investigator games. That's why I didn't recognize it. Yup. I got it in free. The sidekick is kinda cute, though. I like her. Why do you hate them? Okay, the second game... So, I played the first game. I basically did the worst possible thing you can do, okay? I've learned this in hindsight. The first game sucks ass. It is so unfathomably bad / written for a 5-year-old, it's not even funny. You'll constantly be ahead of the case, and there's so much meandering around, and there's so much of, you know exactly what to do, but you have to go through 5 layers of stupid bullshit to get there. So I played the first game, and then I went, I've seen what I need to see. I don't need to play the second game. Apparently the second game is a lot better. I watched a playthrough of the second game many years later. It seemed a lot better, but it still seemed to have a lot of the problems of the first game. I think these games conceptually are really cool, but I wish that they... Rather than being the kids' version of Ace Attorney, I wish they leaned more the other way and were harder than Ace Attorney. But yeah, the first game is horrendously bad. But I can't speak about the second one realistically. It's mostly the first game. But you know, I do know it's impossible, yeah. Yeah. But Logic Chess is the funniest thing on the planet. I fucking love Logic Chess. It is so bad, but it's so funny. This is a cool crown. This is really cool, actually. Oh, speaking of this aesthetic. There's a game coming out on the 26th. Wait, I double check. I think, doesn't PoE 2 come out on the 26th as well? Wait, it doesn't have a countdown? How does it not have a countdown on the first page? What? Okay. PoE devs, you had... Oh no, it just... Why did it take me to game instead of home? What the fuck? Okay, 60... Okay, no, it's the 29th, I see. 29th is the PoE 2 one. Is it Stone Makia? Yeah. Dude, when Miles makes a mistake, I feel like the game is like, you're a fucking toddler. Like, oh, you linked the image. That's such a good image. Dude, it's so good. Haven't you realized it yet? I have you cornered. Nah. this isn't that image, but God, Jesus. I'm now remembering. Is this the first case or second case? It should be no. This comes up a couple times. This dialogue, it's when Edgeworth asks Gumshoe to turn something over for him. I don't know if I made it. I haven't made enough mistakes in Logic Chess to have this burned into my mind. But I was gonna say, do you remember the dialogue when he asks Gumshoe to turn something over in like the 3DS thing? It's not like he asks Gumshoe to do it, implying that he can't turn a random small item over. He needs Gumshoe to do it for him. It's like, I won't touch the evidence myself, it's beneath me. Or alternatively, I don't know how 3D space works. Can you please turn it around for me? It's so good. I'm gonna play this game. This game, I looked at the early access, like, Iron Pineapple video of this, and it looks super sick. It's Italian as well, so Kirby, this is your people. This is so up my alley. I love the vibe of this game. I just hope it's not too easy. It's gonna be quite easy. No! I mean, from the tools you seem to get access to, I definitely got the vibe it's gonna be a little too easy, but I still wish it wasn't. But I doubt it's gonna be an Elden Ring. So I'm definitely gonna play this when it comes out. I also got asked by Psych to play Titanium Court. Kirby, did you watch Psych streams of Titanium Court? Do you think it's something I should stream as like an in-between short thing? Or should I just play it on my own? It was really cool. That doesn't answer the question. But I haven't seen all of it. Fair enough. We'll see what I do. I don't want to stall games for too long, just on the off chance that I'll stream them. But if you think it's a cool watch, we'll see. I don't have any clue what this is, though. I just thought it reminded me of the Stone Makia thing. Which isn't in here. I mean, this is futuristic. What? What's the name of the baby game? Joseph Anderson is playing right now. Stellar Blade. I've never seen you in my life. I'm so sorry. You're literally who? Wait, I've seen you. Is this like Payday? Apparently, I like that we were on the same vibe, but it's not Payday. It's not Hotline Miami either. I guess it's Watch Dogs. We just took the aesthetic of... Okay. This gives me Majora's Mask vibes. I feel weird scrolling what I'm expecting to be like a child's leg like this. Yeah, these are toes. I feel a slight bit uncomfortable. Please change picture. What the fuck? What the okay. What the fuck are we looking at? Hello, Salvakai. It's not Skies of Arcadia. What are we looking at? I'm so lost. Yeah, this is her normal outfit. So it's not any of these. Which I don't... Dude, she is suited out of her mind. Lady! You need to go and sit down. Get back home. Oh, it's Jack and Daxter. I needed to see the ears. It's either Jack and Daxter or it's it was Jack and Daxter, or it's the other one. That's a weird game cover. This one? Yeah, this isn't the official game cover. Skies of Arcade is an amazing game. Big recommend. I've like stopped doing these. But wait. If that was Deadly Premonition 2. Zone Classics. Me and my two babes are going on an airship adventure. It's sort of what it is. They end up in a poly relationship, like, officially. So yes, that is... You're saying this like a joke. This game's not bad. Don't know what this is. I've stopped caring. It's gonna be Resident Evil 2. What? Stars with P? Parasite Eve 2? It says Mist. It was Parasite Eve 2. Lamau. That's an amazing thumbnail for the game. This is how I felt when I woke up today. I like slept 13 hours today. I don't know what the fuck happened. Yesterday I went to bed at 1 AM. And I like woke up briefly at like 7. Looked at the clock and was like, no, I'm going back to bed. And then I woke up at 2 PM. So I don't know what the fuck happened, but this was what I felt like when I woke up. That's crazy. There's a song from Skies of Arcadia I really dig. I think it's the General Battle theme. No, it's... No. It's the second one? It's the moon battle theme. I want the moon battle. Which I thought was the... Oh my god, this isn't... I hate when it says mix and I think it's a playlist and it's not. Is it this one? Yeah. Wait, what? This boss music is the most memorable thing to me about the entire game. That the music itself gives you feedback on how you're doing in the battle. Is that why I remember the song so well? I haven't listened to it like separately from the game. I just remember really digging this song. So this must be why I did it. Yeah, it is a JRPG. Speaking of JRPG, I said I had a rant on lock. I gotta hit you with the rant. So, because I love the Shades music, I end up getting a bunch of demon roots in my like recommended every now and then. Because one, I played the game. Two, I like his music in general. And so I was listening to one of these. Don't remember which one exactly. But I get a like final boss fight in the recommended videos, right? Which is this song. And I click on it because I want to relive the fight because it was a really good fight. And I'm thinking about how fucked up the ending of the game is. I'm like, for context, this is like a 7 out of 10 game, maybe like a 6.5 out of 10 game, with such a good ending in the sense that it's evil and hates you, that I ended up crying at the end of it, which like elevated it a full point for me. I was like, that's really fucked up. And then I click on the video, and I find out there's a secret good ending. But I did everything. I 100%ed like every single thing in the game. I'm like, how the fuck did I not find the good ending? Like, I did... So I did the bad, worst ending, and I did this, like, correct ending that leads into the sequel. Prequel sequel? Canonically happens later, but was released before Demon Roots. Which is why, since it ties into the other game, I was like, okay, so this is the official ending, right? Correct! Now, do you want to know how to get the secret, much better ending that doesn't make you cry and sucks ass? That I didn't know about when I played it, because there was no information in English on this game out when I played it. This is so fucking annoying. The game presents you with a choice between two options. And I picked both. One of them is an obvious wrong choice, and then one is like an obvious correct choice. I picked the wrong one to get like a failed game, like an instant game over, and I picked the right one to keep playing. If you wait on that screen for like 30 seconds, if I understand it correctly, I went to Steam and I looked up like how to do this. If you wait for a while, the menu will spawn a third choice. And I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? The best part is like, I legitimately I say kind of cried. I actually like started crying a whole bunch at the end. This is the bad ending. Like you. It ends with you and your like best friend being frozen in crystals, hunted down, and then like implied to be frozen in time forever as like pseudo-immortals. And you never show up in the other game that takes place canonically after this game, but was made before this game. In that game, these two characters don't show up, but the events that leads to this happening is the canonical events that leads into the other game. So I was like, okay, canonically they get like frozen like this and everything sucks, right? The other better ending is called Opposite History. and it's so much more wholesome and everything's awesome. And I'm like, motherfuckers, now I want to get that. I didn't want to have to listen to this song while the credits roll and we're like fucked up. Everything is fucked. So, but I don't have my save left. Do you think someone uploads a save of this game that's at the correct location? No. It's not like The Last Sovereign where there's 100 fucking billion saves of an optimized playthrough out there. Or like 5 different optimized playthroughs. No, it ain't got it like that. There's a ton of full complete saves, but that's not what I'm after either. So I might have to hunt down for a somewhat proximity, like correct save for this, and then get the good ending. But it's funny because everyone is like, fucking, I cried my ass off at the ending. It's just so good that this game, not that exceptional. It's like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, 6.5 out of 10 experience the whole way through. Like, not good, but it was better than I expected. And then, but again, my 6.5s, you saw my anime scores, that's not bad, that's pretty good. But then, it has one of the best final bosses in like any JRPG I've ever played. Because of just exceptional build-up, exceptional character writing, and then it ties into the lore in a way that works as a revelation that recontextualizes everything you've done in the game. So it like hits on 3 really good points, and then it's the classic you kill God type of bullshit, right? So it's like a masterful final boss into a heart-wrenching ending. And I think I might score it lower if I go back and play it knowing that there's a better ending. Because, like, you know about the NG Plus extra boss? I know about the King's Exit boss. I didn't know that there was an NG Plus extra boss. That isn't... Because is the King's Exit boss rush not the NG Plus extra boss? Because I didn't know about that, no. I know about the Tanakan or whatever other game they did boss in the arena, if that's the NG Plus extra boss. But I didn't know that there was a extra boss. So yeah, I just played this and I had no fucking clue that there was a good ending. And I was like complimenting the game for having the balls to end you on such a like bad ending even when you did everything correctly. And now I learned that it didn't, and it tilts me to no end. NG Plus boss. Yeah, it is the King's Exit boss, yeah. The music in this game is like a huge reason. I say 6.5 out of 10, but the music was so good that it might elevate it. The 225 songs, not all of them, some of them are, what's it called? Some of them are royalty free and stuff like that. I think a decent part of them might be, but it was still like really, really good variety. Shade is an amazing composer. I love Shade. When I think of Shade, I always think of Rebirth the Edge. No. I think of The Last Edge is what I should say. Rebirth the Edge as well, but the rearranged they did here is so good. Rebirth the Edge is amazing, but this rearranged I think is better. I gotta check something. Okay, it does work. I wasn't sure. this from a game? Correct. It is from Sengoku Rans. Or well, this is Rans X, the rearrange. The remake of it. Or not, sorry, words have meanings. Rans X is the final game in the series, and they did a rearrange of the song for the final game. That is this one. But the original is from Sengoku Rans. I want them to do... I saw the gameplay for X, and I was like, wait, this might finally be a Rans game with, like, interesting mechanics that isn't Sengoku Rans. Great war RPG. Sengoku Rans... Look, I'll tell you this. Rans is the longest running RPG series that's set in, like, without any reboots in the entire world. But, well, okay. I'll let this play in the background while I explain. It is a porn series that started as a parody of general porn games in the 90s in Japan. And then it just became like a huge series. Sengoku Rans is a spin-off, I want to say, where instead of being a generic RPG, it's a management game. And that game sort of broke out and became way more popular in the Western world than regular Rans, because it is just so good mechanically. Like, Sengoku Rans is so fun to play. I've done like 5 or 6 playthroughs of Sengoku Rans, and then I played, what's it called? I played Dai Sengoku Rans, which is a fan-made sequel to it. But you're reuniting Japan in Sengoku Rans, and then in the like fan-made sequel, you unite the kingdom, the great continent, kind of, that from the rest of the Rans universe, which is only slightly less than how many times you talked about it on stream. Well, this time I got asked about it. Now again, Milas, if you've played, I need you, because this guy showed up. I need someone to find the song for that specific guy, like here. See, no, this is not a scene of him. This is just showing what they're doing between their turns. Who asked? Well, me. Yeah, exactly. For some reason, in the fan-made sequel, I don't think this song is from... I think it's from a Rans game, is the thing. I'm pretty sure it's from a Rans game, but it's not from Sengoku Rans specifically. But every time, like, a faction has, like, dialogue or whatever, where they're talking about their plans and stuff, I guess this guy skips through all of that. But whenever they have that, they play, like, their faction theme, and the church's faction theme is so insanely good. And I haven't been able to find it anywhere, and it tilts me, like, insanely hard. Because it's not in the Sengoku Rans OST. It's from the rest of the series. But it's like one of the best songs. Anyway, on my own time, I'm probably gonna end up playing through parts of Demon Roots, find a save somewhere near the end, and then play the good ending. And, what's it called? Like the game less, because it didn't make me cry this time. Like, a part of the reason I rated it so highly with that ending was because it's an ending that sucks ass, but it's canonical to the sequel. So I was like, it's really a baller move to not have a, like, true amazing ending, but to just go with the like lore accurate ending. Still a very worthwhile RPG to play though. I'd say genuinely play the Steam version without the patch maybe, or play it with the porn, but whatever you do, don't do the bad end dungeon unless you've got a high tolerance for that. The bad end dungeon is a lot of hardcore porn that I know a lot of people probably wouldn't like. Rihanna and stuff like that. Anyway. It is time. Blurk. We're no longer playing The Last Sovereign. We're now playing Princess Trainer. Or I guess Goddess Trainer. It's a better name for it. Hey there, Grinif. If you ever need any incubus magic, I'm the one to talk to. So you're the madam of this filthy brothel. Well, since you're coming to me, it's more like I'm prostituting Simon. But sure, I'm the madam. I will do my duty when necessary and at no other time. Just banging Simon will probably do her a little good, but we need to be more careful to get through to her. Wait, I need to open the map on the other screen, so I always have it. You want some more magic time with Simon? Wait, can I talk to everyone? Saving doesn't pass time, right? Are you here to help the succubi corrupt me into another slut? Nah, just relaxing. I think I've already found the... I think I've already found the screenshot that I'm putting as the thumbnail for the video. There's no point talking to her while she's this high-strung. Maybe when she's in a more open-minded mood. It's like I assume just talking to everything here and not picking any options isn't gonna pass the time. But if it is, I did save right before. Ooh, you can detect that? So, wait. Just, what sort of energy is this? Ooh, you can detect that? Some of us might have had some fun here a while back. Oh, such terribly concentrated sexual magic. You can take a closer look if you want, and I think you do. I already told you, what Simon does has nothing to do with me. Don't you mean who Simon does? Yeah, I feel like it would be too evil to have it pass time if I'm not engaging in any options. His embrace of my children is already a settled matter. It doesn't deserve any more thought. Ooh, she's basically looking for an excuse to change her mind. We can just wait for a moment of weakness. Is it really a moment of weakness if the character herself is setting you up for it? Hello there, Grinif. I wanted to talk to you about how our group sees the world. You think I need remedial isn't it political lessons? I guess it's politics lessons. Political theory lessons. You think I need is it remedial or remedial? It should be remedial, right? You think I need remedial politics lessons? Frankly, yes. I made an alliance with you to protect my children because I saw no other choice. Don't think I'll participate in your schemes. I'm not asking you to take any action. I just wanted to discuss how we can work on our mutual goals. By misrepresenting them in order to deceive me, no doubt. No, thank you. Okay, I botched that. I'm probably not capable of getting through to Grinif unless she's in an open-minded mood. Another succubus? Are you here for my sexual training? No, I'm here to assist with the divine magic that you're accumulating. We've made significant advancements in use of divine magic, so you can store your excess power in this crystal. So that you can pervert it for your sexual rights. Rituals, rights, whatever. No, we want to use your power to make the world better, more deliberately than you have in the past. I'm already Your blessings have been sloppy and capricious. I know what this means, I just need the pronunciation.
Capricious.
Capricious. You really just don't pronounce the second I. Your blessings have been sloppy and capricious. At minimum, we expect you to work for the common good of your own people. Well, we'll see. Build up about 3 sessions of magic, and we'll talk. Ooh! There's no way that passes time, right? This takes me back. Lust 0 out of 3, open-mindedness 0 out of 3, magic 0 out of 3. Stats frigidity 10, self-righteousness 10, dichotomous thinking 10, racism 10. Dude, it's like looking at my own stat screen. This is sick. Oh. I'm at a level 10 racism. I need to up those numbers. That's too weak. What an insane thing to say. Don't you dare touch me, you monster! Me just guard stairs? Okay. You want some more magic time with Simon? This doesn't have to be unpleasant. Simply do what's necessary for the ritual. Okay, I guess I'm kind of curious to read it, because I feel like this would be the equivalent of a level 1 thing, but I don't know what a level 1 corruption thing is in our context when we're an incubus god. Like, I feel like this is gonna be just regular porn, whereas it would normally be like, I don't know, inappropriate, what's it called? Touching or something? Yeah, okay, this would be the midpoint of a game, for sure. Okay, it's just regular sex. I'm bored. Move on. He isn't really so awful. I can feel it working on her. Lust decreased, open-mindedness increased. Wonderful. We gotta check our stats. Wow. We still keep the racism. It's important to keep the racism. Now, you might think, this is the funniest thing about these trainers. If you played any of the more difficult ones, it's sort of like if a game has something that ups your experience rate, you just always max out what gives you more experience in the long run, right? Like if something has a or I guess unless there's like infinite experience, but like here where you're bound by time slots, if something says gain 10% more experience, you're going to do that first before everything else. Otherwise, you're just wasting experience, right? In a similar way, I assume that's why, instead of taking all the options we have available, which are a lot more than what we've talked to, like we can talk to the crystal, and I assume Hillstar is too early, but like there's a bunch of shit we can do. It's just we do this 3 times. We need that open-mindedness stat up. So now we've maxed out open-mindedness. But somehow we're at 3 out of 3 open-mindedness, yet we're still level 10 racism. I feel like... I also don't know if dichotomous thinking and open-mindedness go together either. I feel like this is a little silly. But you know, for the purpose of this, we allow it. Current divine energy, generate more. Riala, it's possible for succubi to lose control of their sexual energy, correct? Not just possible, but somewhat common. Inexperience, impulsivity, a dominant partner. What do you have in mind? I was thinking about elven weakness to sexual magic. So my guesses, I'm gonna make a lot of guesses here. You don't have to answer them, but I also don't mind if they get answered. This is just spitballing. I'm guessing that this dialogue triggers not because I did the divine energy thing, but because I did it with max open-mindedness. Otherwise, this dialogue probably wouldn't trigger. I was thinking about elven weakness for sexual magic. Would it be possible for elves to harness that inherent sexuality? Not in the same way as a succubus, but potentially. Elves with stronger sexuality tend to be more resistant, for example. Yes, I noticed in the harem, even Linine can endure levels of sexual magic that would disable or harm other elves. I don't want to make the forests more sexual, but my teachings have always supported sexuality within bounds. Like rope? Like shibari? Perhaps we could improve those. You would need to lead the process, but I could certainly offer some suggestions. Good. Perhaps we can... Good though. My name is Furido Erika. Perhaps we can improve things at some point in the future. I'm impressed that you're willing to consider any possible similarities between elves and succubi. Well, this is the world we live in. We need to adapt to defend ourselves. Erika Maker, dude. I would fucking love an Erika Maker, because Erika Maker would be the most batshit insane game of all time. How do you make an Erika? It would go against every other, like, Maker game. You would want to make her as demented as possible. But I just don't know how you do it. You'd have to be playing as Bernkastel as well. So there's so much comedy potential there. As the straight man Bernkastel somehow making an Erika. Training an Erika. Like, that shit's crazy. I don't know how that's possible. Dichotomous thinking decreased. Maximum magic increased. Oh! Got one more max energy. Nice. Generated one divine magic. Or divine energy, rather. Hey, Grinif. You in your right mind and everything? What is that supposed to mean? You want to take your... Oh, wait. She's turning into Simon. I forgot we're not playing Simon. She's turning into Simon slowly but surely. Or I guess very, very quickly and surely. What is that supposed to mean? You want to take your turn with me? I'm not gonna fuck you if you're a war criminal. Does this hold up to scrutiny? Another banger screenshot, but also, does this hold up to the scrutiny of the game? Yeah, but Simon's a war criminal for the right reasons. That doesn't count. He's also way less of a war criminal than he could be. Is Karina a war criminal? I think Nalilia's fucked Varia. And Varia is definitely a criminal. Or I guess that's a regular criminal, not a war criminal. Has Nalili fucked any of the other goddesses? I don't know if Karina is a war criminal yet, but she definitely has the mind and aspirations of one. That is a fucking insane thing to say, and I love it. So you do have limits. I mean, I don't think you're wrong. Or actually, I do think you're wrong. I think start of game Karina has every trapping that would make someone, like, susceptible to being a war criminal. I think current Karina might be a little bit too... like... she's not really that zealous. I mean, maybe. It's less sure than it was earlier in the game. I mean, the idea is a little alluring, but they would have to be sexy crimes, and the real thing tends to be terrible. If there's nothing serious, let me go back to my work. Fuck do you do? Huh? What? Are you viewing getting trained as, like, your work? Not only is this apparently consensual, it's also clocking in and clocking out. Me when I'm a slave for my masters and they get distracted and allow me an opportunity to flee, and I'm like, no. Let me get back to my work. This is consensual already. It has to be if she's saying shit like that. I mean, to be fair, I feel like she wanted to get captured insanely hard, so like it was consensual from the start, but like what the fuck? At least keep up the facade that it's not consensual. No, you captured and mutilated a succubus. I demand that you answer for your actions. Oh yeah, she did do that. Yeah, that's true. Before this, the Incubus Emperor was the only one to do something so horrible to succubi. That cannot hold up to scrutiny. I guess that horrible, sure. If you're talking one instance, the unsuccubi and this are sort of equivalent, but like, if you spread it out to the amount of succubi the other Incubus Kings have managed to hurt, surely they've had to have hurt them way more than this one transformed succubi. This is the type of thing where it's like one horrible tragedy is, well, horrible, but like if it happens a billion times, it's just a statistic. Yeah, everyone saw the results in the war. To see that and decide to do it again? She was a criminal! Is her pain worse than the elves she raped? And that'll be true if we look into it. You didn't just capture some poor succubus and abuse her. Even if you think I'd do that, why would I risk retaliation? Not sure that's good enough. Making an unsuccubus isn't just punishment, it's horrendous torture. That didn't go according to plan. Even I regretted that. What do you mean? Are you going to say your subordinates messed up somehow? No, this one is entirely my fault. The idea was... Boys! The plan is simple. That's a Ludwig reference. I had to remember how he says it. The idea was simple. I'd use divine power to purify a succubus. I wanted a way to convert you so you wouldn't be threats anymore. But her soul reacted so horribly, and it started burning, and before I knew it... So how did you create a plant monster instead of creating like an unsuccubi? Just different process. You have plant divine magic because you're the mother of the elves, and the Incubus King fucked the sex out of them, fucked the sexual magic out of them. Different process. You really thought you could just take away the sexual part of a succubus' soul? Yeah, I've looked at an unsuccubi. Fuck. That would have been a banger joke if I remembered how to say the word. Unscrupulously? I think? The unpeople that humans make aren't so awful. Yeah, I guess that is what she did, yeah. Yeah, they did say... Yeah, you're right, Munch. I forgot that they... Didn't they say that it was like dead? Huh. You know, it occurs to me that I haven't seen any elven unpeople. I wonder if that would have turned out badly too. But if you had your way, wouldn't that be genocide within a single generation? Yeah, I know you don't like us, but it seems pretty extreme to want to change our entire species. What, you think I was supposed to just trust you? Sure, I mean, we made a lot of mistakes, but we're changing, right? I didn't want to dignify that with a yes or no. As succubi better understand other species, we're adapting to be more compatible. Can you really ask us to change faster? It is kind of weird. I feel like... I wonder if... like, we haven't really seen any divinely charged enemies that haven't been, like, super mutated, right? Aside from people that, like, pray, that haven't been infused with it themselves. Because, like, Incubus-wise, we've definitely seen people get charged up with Incubus magic and not change at all. But I feel like every time divine magic has been used, hasn't it been horrific changes? The Chosen don't count because... Like, oh yeah, the Elven Chosen. Yeah, they count. The regular Chosen I don't think counts because they were spawned. They weren't like people, right? Actually, that's... No. Wait a second. Didn't Kant say that he had like memories from before accepting the power, and then he turned into like the copy-paste Chosen? That's a transformation. Kalant is... isn't that the name of the black-haired Chosen in Ardford that is gonna marry Tina? I thought his name was Kalant. Were they implanted? Yeah, what happened to them was... The arc with them was that they were a regular Chosen that was equally dipshit to everyone else. And then we went like, yo, do you have any memories from before you were a Chosen? And they start reflecting on it. And then then they ran away, they lost the power, and when they stopped having the power, their hair turned black, and they sort of like don't look exactly the same. But I think it was implied that they had a life before becoming a Chosen, and then they got copy-pasted into becoming a Chosen. Like, they look identical. So, like, that's a transformation in my mind. Even if it's just to, like, a clone of a person. I'm just thinking that, like, divine power seems way more like a mutating power than the Incubus power. Like, it spurs evolution or some shit like that. I'll admit the newer succubi are being less abominable to elves, but that isn't the point. I've watched your people change radically in one generation. What's to guarantee you won't change back? Oh, me talking about the US electoral system? Or like political system? To be fair, this is also the Swedish system, unfortunately. It might be even worse with the Swedish system. Oh, us. We'll stop it. I can understand your concern, but this isn't random. We're actively trying to find a way for everyone to live together. Live together in some kind of succubus-dominated paradise? I mean, I'd like that, but good sex requires compromises. Then don't we really want the same thing? Isn't it better to work with us on a new world? That's certainly my position now. Well, alright then. That's a load off my mind. Wait, really? If you'd been cranking out unsuccubi, I'm not sure I could have forgiven you. But making one mistake for those reasons is something I can understand. I'm thinking back to Metaphor Refantasia. And I'm thinking about how this is somehow like a billion times more agreeable than the child kidnapper storyline early on. Like, it's technically a spoiler, but it's early on. And I don't have to be specific, but they really did just have a character that went, society treated my child poorly, so I'm gonna use a demon, well, I guess a human as they're called, to kidnap a whole bunch of children and just go like, it was society who treated me badly. And then after all that happens, our response as the hero's party is gonna be, yeah, whatever, fuck it, we trust her. Punishment? She can turn herself in. We're not gonna follow up on that. Nah, it's fine. Who really gives a fuck? We're not that different after all. Are you recreating Monsters Inc. from base principles? No, this was a lot worse. I remember cannibalism and stuff like that associated with it. I don't remember if they actually ate the kids or if the plan was to eat the kids. I forget if they went through with it or if they did. But I'm just saying, the main cast there went, you're not so different from us. How can we really judge you? And here we have like one instance that's explained, and like I feel like this is how something is presented matters, because the way it's presented in Metaphor is like, this is the... It's not brought attention to. It just happens. It's never lampshaded in any way. But because of how flippant Nalili is, my immediate reaction is to react with, what the fuck are you... What? Take this seriously, right? Like, it puts attention to it, how fast she forgives her. Despite that, I think this is 10 times more rational to forgive than what they did in Metaphor. But I think if you're not really thinking about the contents of what is being said, you're way more likely to point out, like, why the fuck are you forgiving her here than you were in Metaphor, even though that one is so much crazier than this. Is it a sexy mistake? Ugh, no, but I'm okay with others in the harem banging her. So glad to have your approval. No problem. In the future, if you're worried about succubus... Also, hello, Sandy. How are you doing? In the future, if you're worried about succubus compatibility with elves, you can just talk to us, alright? Very well. What matters is that no more people are hurt on either side. Now, you might think that after that cutscene, it's time to mix it up and do something new. But just like with Yara, where we had to max out open-mindedness, we're just clicking this again. Dying at the moment, need new pillows. Oof. Can't believe I didn't get a high. I'm so sorry, Munch. Okay, unironically, I need to be able to fix this. There has to be a way. Chatterino set user color. I need to set colors so that you don't have the exact same color as Kirby and Genmelas. Because all of you on my screen are green. And I just can't... Like, mentally, I can't recognize that, yo, you joined. Like, I knew you were Munch and that you hadn't typed before. But it doesn't... Like, if you had a different color, I'd be like, oh, hello. But because it's the exact same, it doesn't click as, like, the first time you sent a message today, right? So I need to be able to set the colors of the your name. Is there no way to do that? There has to be a way to do that, right? Background opacity, username style, font weight. I can unshorten links, that's fine. I don't know if there's a way to change that. I just... Like, it doesn't show up in messages, which is the thing that made sense, so I guess it's over. Huh. Because this has tilted me for like 500 streams at this point. I don't know how many Last Sovereign streams we've done, but it's for at least the entire duration of this game, it's tilted me. Change Shatter's shatter color Twitch. Change other shatter color Twitch. I don't want to change my own color, I want to change someone else's color. It might be Jover. Might need like some fucking plugin or some shit in Chatterino to change it. If I click you, nothing happens. There's nothing I can interact with in you aside from like banning you or whatever, which I could do. I could do because you asked for attention. I'm glad Twitch doesn't let you non-consensually... I just want to change it on my side. I don't need to change it on someone else's side. I just don't need you to not have an identical fucking color to Kirby. You've got your user card. I'm in... I can mod you if I want to. You've got a bunch of badges. I can warn you. I'm gonna send you a warning. Don't be annoying. Send warning. I've sent a warning. I stand by that, by the way. I fully stand by that. But I think it's doomed. You'll just have to deal with the fact that I don't pay attention to you at all, okay? Or you can continue saying, hey, why didn't you say hi to me? And I'll apologize every time, because I do respect you. And it kind of sucks that I can't change this. Wait. Life is so bad. Life sucks, man. I did the thing where I... Wait, this is the Discord. That's not what I want. I want... Oh, that's big. I love that I find this. Someone's asked this question in 2014, and then it just has no answer. That's how you know it's messed up, when it's over... It's 12 years old, or like 11 and a half years old, and then... No answer. Oh well. If you don't follow this channel's community standards, you may be timed out or banned. Yep. My standards don't exist either. Wait, Germelas just answered me on Discord. Wait, what? Oh! This is awesome! Was outside, so missed some of your demon roots tangent. But some things you said felt very wrong for me, so went and checked again. You're most likely talking about this choice in the middle of the game. Yeah. Which I've done both of. Oh, no, I had a misunderstanding. Okay. There is no third ending. Wait, what the fuck? Someone on YouTube said... Oh my god. How the fuck? Wait, 1 second. I'm sorting this out. This is important. Oh, this is the wrong one. This is the OG one. Is it? This doesn't have the ED or like the credits at the end. Yes, this guy uploaded one that had like completely different credits at the end than what I remembered. Where the fuck is that? It's this one. I will not spoil it on screen, but I'm tilted to hell and back. I thought that there was a third ending because of how it was phrased and the way the ED looked, or like the credits looked nothing like what I remembered at all. Oh no! No, you're right. Oh my god. This is so funny. This is so funny. I'll tell you what happened, Genmilas. So what happened was I watched I like skipped to the fight somewhere in the center, whatever, and then I skipped to the end, and I saw like a dialogue here, this here, whereas when I played the game, I saw this and I quit the game here. I quit the game during the scroll by because I thought it was like leading into the credits. I'm not even kidding. I quit the game here and I didn't see the actual like epilogue scene here. So you didn't beat the game? Technically, I guess I didn't beat the game. Yeah, I just saw this. That's hilarious. I thought that because I skipped to this part, I thought that there was like, I was like, I don't remember this shit. There's a fucking like good ending where they live. Like what the fuck? Because I have not seen this. I've only seen this part here. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, I'm not tilted anymore. The game gets the full point bonus for having the dog shit ending be the real ending. You have to respect that. You have to respect that to make it so that you get like a really, really dog shit ending, and that garbage ending is the bad ending. And then you're like, okay, well, we beat, like, we kept playing and we got the good ending, and then the good ending is also dog shit. Thank you, Genvilas, for correcting that. Because like when I googled it, like obviously the first thing I did after that was to check if there was a third ending. I didn't find anything. So skipping to the end there, I was like, I guess there was a third ending? And I saw people talk about it, and I was like, okay, I guess I missed an ending. That's actually hilarious. I'm sorry to waste a bunch of time there, but I can't get over the emotional arc I've had right now on being annoyed that I have to replay the game, to being annoyed that I missed an ending, and then also being like, but the reason the game is so cool is because it committed to the fact that the ending is success, and like that's why the game is good, because you don't get a good ending, like that's why the writing is good. So if you add a everyone's happy ending, it kind of sucks. To now being like, oh, I guess none of that happened. I'm just stupid. Thank you, Genmilas. I appreciate that. Okay. No! We gotta... Oh, wait, there's a new sex scene. It had different writing than the last one. We've leveled up it. We leveled up. And there's a bunch of new dialogue. Okay, so she's a lot less mad about it during the sex, okay? I can't believe, Munch, it's fucked up of you to say I didn't beat the game, even though that's technically correct. I guess if someone asks me if I've played Demon Roots and beat Demon Roots, I'll be like, no, I only played 99.95% of the game. What just happened? She's only a bit of a whiny brat instead of completely one. Yes, but the vibe was sort of like... Child, or not child, but... I guess so. Child who's never had, like... a non-toxic relationship, non-abusive relationship, discovers warmth for the first time. Like, that was kind of the vibe. What just happened? I had no idea it could be like that. It seems you'd built up so much magic that your shard interacted with mine. That's happened with some of the other goddesses. But shouldn't you have dominated my shard? Isn't that how these things work? Not if that isn't what we want. In the future, we could use the same methods for more powerful rituals. Right, for the ritual. Like she had a good time for the first time. Guy who plays the Last Sovereign for the sex scenes versus guy who plays the Last Sovereign for the politics. I'm gonna be real. I think the Last Sovereign is a very, very bad porn game. And I like written porn. Like, I can get off on fully written porn. I don't need graphics or anything. Like, that's fine. And there are segments that I think are well written, but the issue, I guess, is that it feels like the sex is written to facilitate the plot instead of to get you off at all. So at this point, I think if you get off on The Last Sovereign this deep in, it's because of the character dynamics and how invested you are already, rather than the fact that the scenes themselves are, like, effective. But I'm just one person. I can't judge everyone. So I think there are probably a lot better things to read if you want text porn than this. Frigidity decreased. Dichotomous thinking decreased. Maximum magic increased. Every time it says maximum magic increased, I keep thinking about Ainz in Overlord. Maximal Magicu Mine. Like when he rabbles out all his buffs. I just want to read maximum magic increase as a maximum magicu increase. Like I'm paranoid. I hope exiting didn't... I'm paranoid that took a time slot, even though I don't think so. You can do that. Sometimes you forget you have free will. And it's always kind of embarrassing when this happens.
Force data life, see through, paranormal intuition, greater resistance, mantle of chaos, indomitability, sensor boost, greater luck, magic boost, dragonic power, greater hardening.
Greater hardening is gonna get so much use in if that was a skill in Last Sovereign.
Heavenly aura, absorption, penetrate up.
Oh! Hit him with the penetrator up! Penetrator up! It's the way he says magic. He goes, magic. Greta magic shield. Magic shield.
Mana essence. Triplet maximize magic. Greater magic shield. Mana essence. Triplet maximize magic. Explode mine. Triplet magic. Greater magic shield. Triplet maximize boosted magic.
Oh,
magic arrow. Explode mine. Triplet magic. Greater magic shield. Triplet maximize boosted magic.
I need a soundbite of him saying triplet to maximize boosted the magic arrow. I need a soundbite of that. Oh my god, it kills me every time. I wish I could do the same accent for increased maximum magic, but oh my god. Oh, even when I try to do a racist caricature, regular katakana, it doesn't work. That's the funniest part about katakana, is you can't know if something's a legit loan word or if you're just being racist. Like, you really gotta know what's a loan word and what's you making an assumption that it's a loan word that they use in katakana. Hambaga is correct, but if you do that with something that isn't in the alphabet, you'll get weird looks, okay? Or I guess in the lexicon, not the alphabet. You know, triplet to maximize boosted to magic was added in like the 7th expansion, 3 expansions after the writers ran out of all creative juice. Yup. That is exactly what happened. You're not wrong. Oh my god, sorry. I'm stalling, but I don't mean to stall. It's just I'm like halfway to laughing constantly right now. Oh my god. I don't know why I'm so quick to laughter right now. I guess I'm just in a really good mood. Anyway, we're talking to Yara a bunch of times for more sex. I don't think that had any more. No. He isn't really so awful. Lust decreased. Open-mindedness increased. Let me see, did we get a new maximum because of how we interacted with stuff? I see, so these are like thresholds you're reaching. Yeah, we're doing it 3 times, again. So now we're at the... it's the same thing, like, I assume it gives you better stats for everything else. It's like a key stat to fix first, before anything else. Are you here to help the succubi corrupt me into another slut? You know, I'm actually not interested in you. Someone was like, Hilstora doesn't have enough character development, or like isn't relevant enough in the second half of the game or whatever, a couple streams ago. I like strongly disagree. I think she feels like a character that's in the background because she wants to be in the background. She's just kind of like... She's very upfront about what she thinks, and if she doesn't have anything to say, like, why would she? Like, she feels... I feel like this is exactly the type of character she should be. And I think she has gotten quite a lot. It's just she usually gets like one-liners or like 2... Like she gets either necessary conversations or conversations where she's shutting down bullshit. Wait, what? You think we're all just undiscerning lust monsters? Nah, I'm not interested. Obviously, I don't expect you to be a suck... What I really do care about is the fact that you're interfering with something good and pure. The harem has had its problems, some strange additions, but as a whole, it's a place where we can relax and be ourselves. We did add a chaos demon not long ago. Until you came, throwing around insults and condemning the relationships we built over so long. I did not mean to... You meant to offend, you motherfucker. I said I'm disappointed that her and Robin's character arc completed that early. Yeah, Robin I feel that way with a lot more than Hilstora, though. You know, or rather, I'll put it this way. I feel like Hilstora, I feel like a bow. Like, it's like a nice little present that has a bow on top. It feels complete in a good way. Whereas Robin's feels sort of frozen in time, in stasis. It didn't feel... I don't feel like it's in any way concluded. It just isn't moving in any way. It did not mean to offend. We don't have to like each other. Maybe we never will. But we do need to live together in something like harmony. I think Robin is cool as well. I think Robin's really cool. It's just... she doesn't show it, which annoys me. I apologize. I've been cruel when you've done nothing but defend your tribe and your nation. My... tribe? The harem, I mean. But I know you spent your life trying to fight the old Incubus Emperor. I don't think she's really Simon too. The issue is that she currently only acts like Simon too. In fact, something I wished I had more elves... Sometimes I wish I had more elves like you. Well, we don't have to be enemies either. Perhaps this can work out. Tell you what, if you ever need anything to feel comfortable here, just let me know and I'll set things up. That is very kind. Thank you. Self-righteousness decreased. Yippee! I would never, ever have been remotely close to an optimal playthrough of this. Simon is still embracing my children. I should make sure he's not mistreating them. Are you talking about Aurelici, Linine, and Altina? Just a little look at the essence they left behind, for their sake. No, that's why I feel like it's in stasis, Munch, is because I agree, or like that's kind of how I feel too. But I have a sneaking suspicion that she's going to be very, very key in the finale of the game. And I feel like there's likely going to be some more development on that later. But I don't feel like anything has really come of it for a long time. Even when I'm a voyeur for the right reasons. This is like every hentai plot. This is like every hentai plot. They look so happy. Wait, what the fuck? What did that... Well, they aren't being mistreated, and he's not stealing any more of them. I guess it's fine. Maximum... So your current lust didn't increase, but your maximum lust increased. That's crazy. Oh, the guide says interact twice with the bed, but that's because I interacted with it once first to get the first piece of dialogue. That makes sense. Divine Energy. Divine Energy. Simon, I've been here for 2 entire weeks. Can you finally tell me how my elves fare? We weren't keeping it secret from you. You just hadn't asked. Oh. Then I would like to at least see them. It's been too long since I've touched my shield. You might want to think about how you phrase that, but very well. Thank you, Simon. You can reach out now. I'm glad to find them generally happy. Thank you for not attempting anything. I think I've made it obvious that I think cooperation is the only path forward. I really would like to see the opposite of this, where you do the training, but you do it as horribly as possible. Just to see where, like, the communication breaks down completely. But the happiness of my children, I'm a little uncertain about that. So few even seem to miss me. Lady, their lives are unfathomably better under my command than they are under yours. Either they don't notice your absence, or something that you annoy them with is gone, and their lives are just generally better. I'm sorry to say, but you've been a constant drain on them, as well as a hamper on their true potential. Everything's the same, you have to do all this? Okay. Fair enough. I thought... Then it really is a real training game. Did you spend much time speaking to them outside of the Mother's Guard? I suppose less so. It wasn't always like this. Once I tried to stretch my soul to reach all of them, but there's just so much. I didn't realize how much I'd closed myself off until now. I feel terrible. I can't claim to understand your position here, but Ival has spoken about the weight of our followers' attention. Man, they made a mind broken versus a, like, redeemed Altina, but they can't make a, like, lover's route versus a slave route in the literal training parody, trainer game parody. That's just real laziness. I can't claim to understand your position here, but Ival has spoken about the weight of our followers' attention. I hope that being separate from it gives you some time to think. Maybe. What's to become of them in the future? I assume you'll never allow me to take the same role. What would you want for them, given the choice? I don't expect it at all, but how much would she change if he actually got pregnant and had a child? I don't know. Not much, I think. Because Sarah Lee finally recognized that was a terrible idea. I mean, yeah. You're not wrong. I suppose some of my more aggressive commands were unwise. I think isolationism would be a better route, but you won't allow that, will you? Forget what I want. Do you think that's what the elves want? Sometimes children need to learn what's good for them. We obviously aren't going to agree. Just reassure me about their future. Oh, we're not gonna agree now, but give it like another 40 interactions and then we'll agree. In fact, you're gonna think exactly what I think for the rest of time. My goal is to give them more freedom, but if they need advocates in the new world, Lunine and Orilici will take point. Aurelici, you cannot let her become a new goddess. But I suppose that Linine would be a suitable enough mother, despite everything. I have a new end goal. The end goal is a scene of Aurelici absolutely doming the mother of the elves as the new mother of the elves. While she grovels and, like, licks her feet or something. Like, I have a new goal. That's the end goal. But I suppose that Linine would be a suitable enough mother, despite everything. That'll be all. Well, it makes sense, because Altina is from the northern elves or whatever, or a city elf, rather, whereas Aurelici and Linine are explicitly from here. Now, you might think that there was something else to do, but no, we're just gonna generate more. I was able to observe the intimate relations of the elves. Is there a way I could do the same for others? You're making it very difficult not to tease you. I didn't mean for such foul purposes, just to confirm nothing terrible is going on. It would help ease my mind about this. You want that, don't you? Yes, it can probably be done. We just need you to build up some magic. I'll see what I can do. Unlock sexual observation. You need free open-mindedness and you need free magic. So we farmed up for this so that we can really max out being a voyeur. That's so based. Oh my god, I see so many. Spent magic and open-mindedness. Now the harem is pretty open, but most of us want a sense of privacy. We trust you to use this responsibly. Of course I will! Well, I haven't talked to anyone else, so if you want to test the new magic, you'll have to start with me. Ah! You seem to go a little deeper than you intended. An accident. My apologies. Oh, no need for that. It just reminded me of some good times. Well then, there's nothing else to discuss. Frigidity decreased. Lust increased. Wow. I wonder if I can leave this room. There's so much voyeurism in this game. Yeah, Sara Lee definitely has a fetish. The entrance is practically crowded with sexual energy. Immediately starts misusing it. Yara, that was you, wasn't it? Who, me? I would never make a situation more sexual. Nah, obviously kidding. Since you're partaking of harem sex, I figured I'd assemble some happy ones for you. Repulsive! Absolutely repulsive! You'll never get me to put my mouth on such a filthy thing! My gal, it's been in your cooch. You've fucked him multiple times. For the sake of obligatory rituals, engaging in ritual sex is one thing, but using one's breasts and mouth for such degeneracy! Aw, you're not into it? Well, I won't push. Breasts exist solely for the feeding of children. Doing anything else with them is disgusting! Seriously now? Even if you had a ton of kids, you're only using them to feed children for part of your life. You should be able to do what you want with them otherwise, I think. Never talk to me or my children ever again! Jeez, you take the fun out of things. I love Yara. God. I understand why optimizing this is such an insane pain in the ass. Now we've got so many options. Okay. This one's the next one. I've been here for weeks! How have we not talked this through? Talk what through? Your defiant anti-theism. You've always opposed my guard. Even me! Because you're all shits. You, how can you say such things? How can you let them preach about elven superiority while watching our kingdoms decline? If my plan had worked, I would have been one of the only powers left, and I would have led all my children to glory. Maybe. But by fostering all that elven nationalism, you make things worse for us if things don't go according to plan. So this is why you don't have results-oriented thinking. As you see here, Orilisi is capable of saying that maybe there is a future where this happened, but on the flip side, at the time, no consideration was made to the flip side where things don't work out. You need to have a healthy amount of respect for the possibility that your plans don't always go to fruition, and make counter plans and, weigh the consequences. Blindly assuming that everything is going to go your way isn't the way that you make good plans. You need to brace for the possibility of failure as well, and make realistic plans that work both ways, That's crazy. You should read Playing to Win by, what's his name? It's, I was gonna say by Sierra Lee, but it's Serlin. By Serlin. Right? Serlin is Playing to Win, right? Yeah, it's Serlin. David Serlin. Maybe, but by fostering all that elven nationalisms, you make things worse if things don't go according to plan. What do you mean? The elven poor, like those in the Yihilini ghetto, are generally pitied at worst. We're viewed as sticking to ourselves and not causing trouble. But your zealots reframe everything as simplistic racial warfare. If you start a fight like that, you better be damn sure you'll win. If a worse Incubus King had defeated you, what do you think would be happening to all your followers now? Smart plan, Orilisi. Really make her think about it. Really force her to imagine it in her head. Give her like 10 minutes to get off on it, and then keep it going. I didn't want it to go this way. I thought, when you finally met me, you would understand. Yeah, saying, witnessing my glory is sure to convince all skeptics, isn't helping your case here. You really don't believe, do you? I'm just a bunch of magic to you. You need to make a philosophical argument that you're not, which you haven't. Bear in mind that Simon has given me a divine shard, and it's growing in me right now. Yo! I was so right giving her a divine shard. Dude. Really put her in a position to own her with facts and logic. I planned for this shit, man. You got nothing on Orilisi. I think Orilisi was like top 3 characters I wanted to give a divine shard. Witnessing the glory of Erika would clear all skeptics. Up your game, goddess. Honestly, that's so real. The worst part is that she started out sort of similar to Erika, right? Like a little bit, except she had 0 aura, and she had 0 risk, and she had 0 gravitas. So really, she was nothing at all like Erika. She was just an annoying little shit, and now we're here. Man, Erika's a good character. Just a tiny one. Do you want to size compare? Since you've snooped on us, if it comes down to a competition, who do you think Simon will support more? Look, I don't like you or what you've taught. The question now is, are we on the same side? Of course we are. I don't have a choice. Not what I mean. Do you want to shape elven kind in your image, or do you want to actually give us a future? It's very impressive to ride an annoying little shit that is Aura. Unironically, I think the most impressive part about the second half of Umineko's writing, and this is gonna tilt everyone that like genuinely really likes the ending to Umineko and the way it ties things together. I think many levels above that is the fact that they managed to give Erika... No, they managed to make Erika keep Aura, despite the fact that she like loses consistently. Like, Erika gets the shit kicked out of her like a sad puppy, like 5+ times. Probably like... maybe upwards of like 10 times if you count individual scenes. And she like never wins. But she's so filled with aura the entire time, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, somehow she retains maximum aura despite losing every time. It's like genuinely so insanely good. The only good part of Umineko, TBH. I wonder if I would have liked Umineko more if working sleeping wasn't there. I think having to argue for my points in the middle without really having the full context repeatedly over the course of like 4 episodes really made me go into scenes that are intended to give you an emotion, completely incapable of getting that emotion, which really soured the game for me, unfortunately. I guess we'll see. Self-righteousness decreased. Yeah, the part 5 characters are all awesome. Even Glanor is based as fuck. I'm really curious to play the re-release of Umineko, or like the added release of Umineko that's coming soon by the Witch Hunter translators, officially on Steam, that has the post content, like the stuff, the side stories and the extra story with peace introduced. I'm really curious to play that and see if I like the added stuff they did afterwards. Where are we now? We did that. We're gonna interact with this here. What now? Yeah, this was announced like a couple weeks ago. Basically, all the side stories and all the stuff that was released after Mineko Shiro is coming out on Steam in like a bundle, with all new voice acting and stuff like that by the original voice actors. And it's translated officially to English by the Witch Hunter translators, which is the better translation rather than the official one on the old... or like on the actual Umineko one. I'm sad I played without the Witch Hunter translation. I should... or... yeah, I think I didn't use the Witch Hunter translation. I think the Witch Hunter translation seemed a lot better from what I've seen other people play through. Let me see. I saw this... Where is the announcement for this? Can I get latest? Does anyone know what I'm talking about here? This was announced like not that long ago. We're talking like a few weeks ago, and I can't find it on Blue Sky, which annoys me. I saw it somewhere else too. New Umineko bundle. Oh, 7 days ago, I found it. Manga Gamer announced on Friday they'll release the Umineko When They Cry Saku game in the West. The company also licensed the Secret Affairs, blah blah blah. It'll have the added stories of Peace and all the side content as well. The visual novel includes all 8 main chapters of the Umineko story, as well as 3 short stories titled Tsubasa, Hane, and Saku. It also bundles the Umineko When They Cry spin-off fighting game Golden Fantasia Cross, and a bunch of side stories like small mangas and stuff like that in it. The fact that it'll have the fighting game is really cool as well. So I'm excited for this releasing. I hope they manage to put I hope they managed to put the rollback they put into the Golden Fantasia fighting game into this bundled version of it, because fans gave rollback to it. Are you ready for someone to come into your chat and own you at the fighting game on 200 ping? Yes, 100%. Sorry for being late, by the way. Had so much fun programming in Godot and didn't pay attention to Discord. No problem, no problem. You're not obligated to be here. I'm just happy you are. What I was gonna say was... Umineko, the fighting game, seems fucked up. I saw an 8-minute video that absolutely killed me about Umineko, Golden Fantasia, where Eva Beatrice has the the most absurd move I've seen in a long time. I think the video, I won't watch it myself, but this video was great. And Eva Beatrice's jelly move is like the most insane move in fighting game history. Like, it's so crazy. I could just take a look. I like that we told the star we wouldn't misuse this, and then we misused it like 5 times already. So Simon can use sex for its wholesome, naturally mandated purpose. Have we made a kid yet? But not for his ego or its own sake. Like an Incubus King, he did it to help the dwarves. Oh yeah, right. Because he truly... She's warming up to us. All we have to do was show the childbearing sex with Neranda. Do you think the Mother of the Elves has a breeding fetish? I think she does. I need to have the picture as well to double check. Container tabs are neat. I like them. She is called Mother. You're not wrong. This, more importantly, bigger evidence is the fact that she calls herself the Mother instead of other people calling her the Mother. It's like the mandated name she gave herself. This one is slippery, keeping me out. I'll break through the magic and find whatever they're trying to hide. Whoa, what the fuck? Janine's experiences were supposed to be locked off. I don't know if that's true. It would be really funny if you're just guilt-tripping her as a strategy. I broke through. I didn't realize. Janine has her boundaries and we respect them. You should have felt the barriers. But you could have talked to Janine ahead of time. I thought you were hiding something. That's fucked up. Janine is sweet and pure, and you go violating her trust. They're definitely doing this as a strategy. God, I love these two. Yeah, looks like we need to keep this one away from the kinder harem members. I didn't... Self-righteousness decreased, baby. Baby! We gotta play the game. How horrible. My sister in chains once again. I mean, it's not like you ever helped her, and she's working through her issues. You can honestly tell me that doing such a thing is good for her? You bet. She's processing her fears of being a mindless toy and getting to a very sexy place. I will never understand how someone can serve a man in such a way. Yeah, you've made your opinion clear. Let me see if I can't summon up something more to your taste. Repulsive! Letting a man's lips touch your most sensitive place. How disgusting! I could go for women. Believe me, we spent a lot of time dining it. You even do it with women? There isn't even the possibility of healthy procreation that way. Grinif, it sounds like you have some serious hang-ups about sex you need to work through. Sex is a holy act and necessary for growing my children's kingdoms. The problem is when you... How did she even get these views? She's not even a person. Did the universe decide to spawn in? Like... Did the universe decide to spawn in her with fundamental Christian views? Like, what the fuck? Why would it do that? If it turns out there's like an uber god at the end of this, and that's like Jesus, the Holy Spirit, you know? The Holy Trinity, it'll be really funny if there's like, no, we just gave the mother these ideas because we thought it was funny. If you see people giving each other pleasure and you think that's disgusting, the problem is you. That's a screenshot. That is a screenshot for sure. You're right. Such things are not forbidden. But you will never catch me doing... You'll never catch me slipping. You'll never catch me slacking like that. Dichotomous thinking decreased. Maximum open-mindedness increased. Okay. What kind of help? Wait, what? Marcus, I understand what you're saying, but you need to understand that almost all fundamentalism and like topical in like now, like anti-trans and anti-LGBT hate comes from the disgust response. Like 99% of it is hate that comes from thinking something's disgusting and not examining that like afterwards. So it's like, I get what you mean, but the point is like your disgust response, I guess really you're not really arguing against it. I'm just saying that like it's what you're saying is not a retort to what Yara is saying, because she's saying the same thing. But yeah, the disgust response is like the reason we have so much shit to deal with in terms of sexual repression and like all the other stuff as well. I swear, so much of anti-trans politics and the general response is engineered by grifters trying to incite as much disgust as possible from quote-unquote well-meaning, you know, people who don't know better. And as soon as you have them thinking something's disgusting, you can so easily manipulate what they think and what they say. I'm filled with so much lust. Can you help me? What kind of help do you want? I know you've been working on sublimating lust. If you could... Certainly. Wait, you really did it? I think really I wanted to springboard off of what Marcus said to... I'm not in any way say... I shouldn't in any way say that what you said is wrong. It's just that I think it is key to understand that like the disgust response is what's responsible for almost all the LGBT dislike, anti-trans campaigns, sexual prudeness, like all that shit. And it sucks. It really does. The Sandy Beach came in earlier and was like, last stream, I was like, it's crazy how sexually repressed people can be. Like, I didn't know my friends were this insanely sexually repressed. And I really do think that's a huge problem everywhere. It's really tragic. Surely you aren't saying that was a test, are you? Surely you wouldn't ask with less than pure intentions? I admit I did expect you to take a more succubus approach. So solving a magical problem with intelligence isn't a succubus way of doing things. God, you're so good at asking the right questions. You're really so good at... I love leading questions. Wait, no, I didn't mean... I'm joking with you. You make it too easy. But the truth is that I find sex as a duty to be extremely unpleasant, so you won't get that from me. Oh, given what you've experienced, I should have been more understanding. So you do recognize that we can be abused after all. I feel like Riala looks at, like... She has such an insanely analytical mind. It can feel like she's looking at you like a test animal. You may not be like us, but I can emphasize. And if I hated this Incubus Emperor, you had cause to hate him much more. I really do want to work with you, Grinif. Is that enough? It is, and I feel flush with magic after that. Racism decreased, maximum magic increased. God, I gotta screenshot this. I really gotta screenshot this. This is such a good panel, dude. Oh my god. I gotta see, wait, did I... Was that the first generate more? Let me see. I actually gotta... This is the first time I gotta reload an earlier save, because I forget where exactly I was. Wait, that's... This is... Oh, this is... Outside the room in the northwest corner is done. Yeah, so this is... No, my bad. didn't mean to exit. I'm just gonna quickly make sure I'm on the right steps so I don't fuck it up. Okay, cool. So I did press it twice. I was about to be stupid and press it a third time because I wasn't looking correctly. Good. It looks like you built up enough magic. Are you ready to try one of our first workings? So far, you've been boosting all the Elven Forest with increased growth as a blessing to your followers. Yes, I want to give them the bounty they deserve. But increasing growth uniformly also strengthens weeds and other undesirable plants. If I'm more targeted, I suppose you want to spread lust flowers everywhere. I wasn't aware there were lust flowers. Have we seen lust flowers? I didn't even know that was a brand of flowers. My bad. No, instead of using divine magic to forcefully expand growth, I want you to enrich the soil in the region generally. Which will help non-elves too. But it will help your followers more than the current model. Aren't you willing to give it a try? I will look at what you suggest. I must admit that these changes are good. They will make the forests of Arkland healthier overall. You don't need growth alone. Nature requires decline and transition in order to renew itself. Yes, your understanding of nature is far better than I had expected. Are you willing to keep working on magical projects then? So long as they will benefit my children, yes. Our next effort will require you to enhance your magical capacity. I'll leave that up to you. Racism decreased, let's go baby! I love decreasing racism. Like really, that's what I live for. Yeah, this is a threesome scene. Oh. I didn't mean to censor it like that. I need to not have those bundled right next to each other. I have... Oh my god, why is this so long? Oh my god, it's a foursome scene. Wait, no, it's way more than that. What the fuck? After they completed the sexual ritual, Simon slept together with several members of his harem. As always, watching their peaceful faces, Gwyneth was overwhelmed with loathing. This peace couldn't be real. She would find the cracks and reveal the truth. She'd chosen her targets carefully. Sometimes he fucked her alongside Aka and Hilstara, but the two of them were too close. Blah blah blah. Only the pink one was potentially vulnerable. You are not going to get Kum to say anything bad about Simon. Gwyneth shared the bed with Ivala's horrible zealot, Karina, and the ruthless merchant, Miguel. The human merchant had protected and guided one of Gwyneth's children, so she might be redeemable. Drawing on her divine power subtly, Gwyneth slipped into the human's mind. Dreams were more chaotic than most mortals believed, so there was little comprehensible order until Gwyneth took a hand. She examined Miguel's fears and weaknesses until she found the leverage she needed. This is absolutely fucking horrible to do to someone. Love that, love that. With the sudden inevitability of dreams, Miguel found herself in a nightmare of domination. Simon no longer pretended to value her, instead using her for her body and treating her as a worthless whore. Okay. Gwyneth pressed the knife of her power against her sexual connection, willing the human to realize that she was being controlled. In the real world, Miguel shifted uncomfortably. She rolled away from Simon, and to Gwyneth's surprise, he let go of her. Not only did he relax the arm around her back, his power ebbed away. The sexual link between them eased so much it was almost gone. And before Gwyneth could gain control, the dream slipped away from her. She renewed her attack, pushing Miguel into another nightmare. Honestly, this isn't even sex. I can just have this, like... This time, Simon robbed her of everything, destroyed her reputation, and left her penniless and filthy on the street. What? Just when Gwyneth thought the human was weakening, an iron will emerged from her soul, pushing back. To Grinif's surprise, she lost control again. Miguel slipped back into dreams of financial reports. She turned further away, this time hugging Simon's arm between her breasts. His power automatically moved to shield her, so much that Grinif feared that he had noticed the meddling. I am assuming that everyone here is noticing the meddling, but it seemed to be an entirely unconscious reaction to Miguel seeking him. Just as he loosened his grip when she pulled away, the merchant was far too hard to crack. But the succubus had a far weaker mind. I would not describe... Has any one of you watched Hellsing Ultimate Abridged? There's a scene there where Alucard goes into the dandy's mind, and it's just an LSD trip. Like, insane LSD trip. He's like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? And I feel like that's what's gonna happen with Kum here. When Grinif slipped into Kum's dreams, she found them even more chaotic than normal, a kaleidoscope of sensations and emotions. The pink succubus herself seemed to be frolicking through a meadow of emotions that grew like flowers. Grinif watched for a time, then began inserting some of her own power. Simon appeared in the field. As soon as Kum saw him, she threw up her hands happily. The Simon! No. Grinif made the Simon grab her by the neck and throw her down. Don't touch me. Simon? Kum looked up at him, eyes watering, and Grinif almost gave way. I mean, like, yeah, what you're doing is fucking horrible. But she knew she had to sever their bonds to undermine them, so she continued with the plan. Shut up, she made Simon say. Kum gasped and her hands flew to her mouth. It is a fake Simon! Something rumbled in the distance and Grinif flinched. Again, expecting retaliation from the Incubus King. She turned in time to see a horde of Simons running into the field, sweeping away Grinif's construction and nearly pushing her out of the dream. Instead, she withdrew and watched in disbelief. This wasn't Simon's power or even succubus magic. Just the raw power of Kum's delusions. Yay, Simons! Kum squealed as one of them picked her up, then tossed her into the air to be caught by another Simon. She laughed and clapped as they tossed her from hug to hug. It was all disgustingly wholesome, especially for a succubus. Well, wholesome until the Simons started taking off their pants. Grinif fled the dream with the sound of the succubus shearing in her ears. Lying in bed with the others, Grinif realized that she was sweating. Using her power so carefully was taxing, and she'd made no progress so far. Miguel still had held Simon's arm to her bosom, and Kum was wiggling cheerfully against his other side. That left only Karina, lying peacefully atop his chest. This time, Grinif would hold nothing back. The human woman had a strong divine connection, even if it had been dirtied by the harem. Grinif tapped into those old channels and took hold of the woman's dreams with her full power as a goddess. No words, no visions. Grinif struck with raw emotions. Karina's dreams were smothered by shadows of doubt and shame as Grinif worked her hooks in deeper. This time, the human woman's mind helped her, drawing on memories of humiliation and loneliness, weaving a far more convincing nightmare than the goddess alone could have created. Instead, she merely guided the pattern. Okay, so the thing is, isn't Karina's main thing self-loathing about not making her own decisions? I feel like this too will have the opposite effect. Instead, she merely guided the pattern, undermining deeper and deeper. Simon! Karina breathed out the word, seeking his comfort, but she drifted too far into her dreams to feel the man underneath her. Instead, she crumpled under the shadows, beset by shame and isolation. Is there somewhere you can go back and read every sex scene in the game? Yes. I've never gone in there, actually. We should do that after this. 1 second. Evala. The Karina spoke even softer, calling out for the goddess who had abandoned her. Her head turned weakly, searching for some other... God, it'd be so funny if Karina is just... Or if Evala is just standing here right next to the mothers, like, yeah, hello, I'm here. The mother's trying to fuck you up. How are you doing? I heard you call to me. Karina spoke even softer, calling out for the goddess who had abandoned her. Her head turned weakly, searching for some sort of light in the darkness. But Grinif smothered all of it and pushed her down further. Grinif. The voice made the goddess flinch, and she whirled away from the crumpled woman. Evala abandoned her? Yeah, she didn't talk to her, like, at all after she got corrupted by the seed, because she couldn't. So at the time, she was like, did Evala abandon me? Somehow Grinif had been drawn into the dream, and when she turned, she faced a second Karina, fully armored and staring at her with hard eyes. I know what a divine touch feels like. Karina said as she pushed past Grinif. "You should be ashamed of yourself." Without another word to the goddess, Karina wrapped her other self in an embrace. Around them, the shadows of doubt began to melt away into a more peaceful light. Is it a good game? That's the Shadows of Doubt is the Mordor game, right? The armored Karina looked up at Grinif, eyes flashing with a far more dangerous sort of doubt, and the goddess fled. Back in the real world, Grinif was certain that she would find Simon staring at her, but he still seemed to be sleeping peacefully with his harem. Instead, Karina's eyes were the ones open in the dark room. God, I would love for Karina's eyes to have like a little bit of a light in the dark effect because of like holy power. So it's just like... It's the voxel investigation game. No, I'm thinking of Shadow of Mordor. That's what I'm thinking of. Oh yeah, Shadow of Doubt. Yeah. This is the... Isn't this a H.P. Lovecraft inspired game where you're in Shadow over Innsmouth, and that's why it's called Shadow of Doubt? It's the voxel based investigation game that's Shadow over Innsmouth. With instead, Karina's eyes. No, I'm pretty sure that it's Shadow over Innsmouth. What the fuck? I'm pretty sure this... It doesn't say it on it, but I'm 90% sure that this is Shadow over Innsmouth as the... I never saw it get that deep. I mean, it doesn't have to go deep. Are there fish people in it? Is it about fish people doing weird shit? Or rather, you don't even have to go that far. Is there a cult in it? Yeah, it's... I'm pretty sure it's based on Shadow over Innsmouth, even if it doesn't go all the way with it. Let me see, is it... I think I saw a... What's the word? No? Like... Who was it? It was... I saw the Seth video of it. I'm thinking of a different game. Let's see. I'm thinking of The Sinking City. I'm thinking of The Sinking City. That's what I'm thinking of. The Sinking City is Shadow or Innsmouth. It's just because it says Shadow of Doubt, but I don't know if this is... everything I said about fish people and cults and stuff is The Sinking City. So that's my bad. Instead, Karina's eyes were the ones open in the dark room, staring at her. Grinif grabbed her clothing and retreated without another word. Self-righteousness decreased, racism decreased, maximum lust increased, maximum open-mindedness increased. Hey Grinif, do you have a minute? So it begins. I suppose I must make myself available to the harem as well. No, I want to talk to you about your treatment of the Mother's Guard. Why did you throw them at us? They could have been killed or worse. And for what? To buy you time to build up more defenses? And just what is it to you, No, I'm sorry. I understand that you care for my children, even if we stand on opposite sides of some things. Guess it's good that you're listening. But that's exactly why I think you have to justify the way you use them like tools. What was I supposed to do? You were marching on our base. Have them stand aside? Talk to us? I knew that even if we had won, many would fall, but I had seen how gently Simon treated Lenine and Aurelius, so I thought better to have them join the harem. They wouldn't be harmed, and maybe his desires would be reduced enough for the others to live. Seriously? You thought the only way to have Simon treat them humanely was via sex? Maybe it seems a bit foolish to you, but what am I supposed to think? Simon has done more for orcs than any other population. You think he's banging them? Oh, I admit I don't think about them much, except as raiders. Dude, you're doing the, like, you've fetishized the entire race of orcs. Which, like, is an elven trope, so I guess it checks out, but, like, still. Is he doing it all to appease the Sarantians who like orcs, maybe? No, he's helping them because it's the right thing to do. If our work had been for the sake of any one individual, it's probably Orkant. He started in a rather difficult position. I don't know anything about that, but I'm willing to listen if you'll tell me. Alright. He's already fucked Orkant for sure. The thing is, the fact that Orkant is in the harem means that what's it called? Mestan could have been in the harem if he really wanted to. Yeah, so you can see every sexy. The legendary solo orgy. But yeah, this is every sex scene in the game. I like that it's just a list like this, so it's extra hard to like find the one you're looking for. Wait. Please tell me this goes upwards. God, the start of the game was so good. The start of the game was so good. Well, it's a parody. That's why it's the way it is. It's a parody of, you know, Aka and Simon. Yeah, they look a lot better now. I agree. I think original Simon looks pretty bad with the green cloak, comparatively. I also really like new Aka compared to old Aka. She looks so much better. I was like, what am I taking? We just did... Oh yeah, we're doing this again. Wait, interact with... Okay, this is fucked up. This is fucked up with the guide. So, notice how it says interact with Karina in Gwyneth's bedroom on the same line. This should be a separate line. This shit's scary. I could have missed it. I was so close to missing it. Gwyneth, we need to discuss your actions during the night. Really? Even you? This harem is... I mean your invasion and manipulation of dreams. Also, I'm gonna be real. If we had this is a ritual that'll save our ass, and we need to throw bodies between us and the Incubus King, we would do that. Yeah, but we're the good guys. And they're the bad guys. I don't see the problem here at all with my position. I do not seek to punish you, but there must be accountability for such reckless actions. You don't need to worry about me doing it again. I learned my lessons. Also, the big difference is that it is consensual and not something Simon requested. Like, if anyone didn't want to be part of it, they could just leave. Whereas the same wasn't true for the Mother's Guard. You don't need to worry about me doing it again. I learned my lesson. Regarding their integrity or your ability to sever their bonds. Sister! I had no idea you were here! My presence is often following Karina, and it's a wondrous relief after so long. This is a good thing, you deserve... But today, I'm with her to discuss your abuse of divine power. What do you want from me? A groveling apology? No, we need to discuss what it means to be a responsible goddess. Ivala truly abandoned her? Well, she did think that in the middle of the run, you know? I know they were speedrunning the game, so like you might have forgotten, because it was, you know, we really like went through it fast, but she did have that character arc. It didn't seem completely obligated in the forest. I feel like they were pretty obligated in the forest. I also feel like they were also pretty brainwashed. But yeah, maybe you're right. I would have to look back at it. We have extraordinary power, which means we must be particularly cautious. I've come to think of it as being a religious leader. You shape organizations, people come to you for support and guidance. You shouldn't abuse your power over them. Those capacities need to be used carefully. This is about more than just interfering with the dreams, isn't it? I did want to get a commitment from you that you wouldn't do something like that again. But we also wanted to discuss the way in which you've led the elves. Because you know how it should be done, I suppose. I fear not. If you'd been too active, I have likely been too passive. The religions of the world may not be exactly what I believed, but I hope we can make them a force for good. Yes, we have some disagreements, but I hope that you could really be a participant in these discussions. Your heart shames me. Yes, we can talk. That's like the first time she smiled at being reprimanded. We're really getting to her. Soon she's gonna be Simon free. Even Ivala hurt her followers and had to change. Perhaps. She has such an insane inferiority complex to Ivala and Miffin as well, I'm pretty sure. Ivala especially. Open-mindedness increased. I saw a specific line in that porn scene that I want to double check. Oh, never mind. She's doing the thing where she's like, "Oh no, my body is accepting him. It's not what I want. It's just what my body wants." I thought it was like he's not that bad type of deal, but no. It's just porn. Now you might think that no, it's just this again. Older means better, of course. For real. That's 3 times. Now it's... God, having this very specific thing to get the optimal result is so funny. I suppose you want to lecture me again? Yes. You know, some factions of the Church of Ivala say that Ivala is the only goddess and that all others are false. I know. We know enough about reality that we can say that their model of divinity is simply wrong. But there are other complications. The very Ivalan doctrine that positions the goddesses as purity against the world's lust does appear to be based in reality. Their business with the shards, yes, I can certainly feel the opposition of my nature compared to Simon. Which is what worries me so much about succubus religion. They can't leave us alone. They have to convert goddesses into sluts in their religion. Some do, yes, but that's just another model. I was on my way to a different one entirely. Oh? What do you mean? Another old belief is that there is one goddess for each race. It's an ancient belief, but apparently wrong. It's something I wanted to correct. At least my children will have someone looking out for them. And does that mean that other races are forever left in the cold? The long-struggling Serantians left with nothing but a false goddess? Even with my power, I can only help a few. I need to reserve my strength for my own children. What if you didn't have to? What? Say you had all the shards right now to distribute as you see fit. How would you distribute them across the world? I don't know. That's such a strange question. She would not beat the oh, what's it called? The plasticity test? It's like mental plasticity. Plasticity. There we go. Where you just ask someone like, can you imagine how you would feel like if you didn't have breakfast today? And if they go like, oh, but I didn't eat breakfast. Or like the opposite, where what if you had breakfast? And they're like, yeah, but I did have breakfast. Like, I can't imagine the opposite one. There's like a huge subset of people that just can't answer that. They're just like, yeah, but I didn't. Like, I can't answer the hypothetical because it didn't happen. I feel like the mother would fall into that immediately. She can't hold abstract questions in her head. Hypothetical scenarios are too much for her. Would you want to place all the goddesses as different forms of purity, opposed to the lust of incubus kings? No, of course not. I suppose I would like to remain in my current role, but with divine sisters who were more understanding. So creating, in reality, the myth of one goddess for each race, and all of you would compete to support your children? I suppose it would seem silly if you put it that way. Don't you think I'm too stupid to see... don't think I'm too stupid to see what you're doing. What are you trying to suggest? Just that I think the old models aren't our best choice, even if you only care about helping the elves. Sorry, I don't know what possible time travel actions would change only my current day's breakfast status. So it's not worth hypothesizing how much less energy you would have? Okay. Mentally filing Munch under like sub 90 IQ in my head. You were already under sub 100, but now you're slowly going down. You must have seen the elves don't speak with one voice or act toward the same ends. Now just think about it. You just said you can't think about it. What do you mean just think about it? Extremely hypercritical of you to tell me to think about something that you can't think about it. By helping them all, you frequently pit your own power against itself. What do you mean think about it? It didn't happen, so I'm not gonna think about it. I thought IQ stopped at 10. An IQ too high? By helping them all, you frequently pit your own power against itself. I withdraw influence then, but yes, some of my children work against one another. If you're already taking action, judging what matters and what doesn't, why not choose causes you believe will do the most good? Say a group of humans is trying to restore the forest borders and establish stronger relationships with elves. Wouldn't they deserve your blessing? Sometimes I bless others. You see, you're already operating on this model. We're not asking you to change everything, just do this more systematically. Alright, you've led me around just like you planned. What model do you support for divinity? Well, my ideal models are impossible, because the tower seems to operate based on mortal thoughts, so some specialization is required. I'd like to see a field of broadly overlapping portfolios, for example. I love calling the work the goddesses do like a portfolio. A goddess of forests would primarily help elves, but wouldn't ignore poor forest dwellers of other races. I see. The essential thing is that, if we did this, you would have constant support. Elves wouldn't rely on you for everything. They could call on others for other aspects of their life. You're asking for a pantheon, that's crazy. This might be well and good for goddesses as pieces of magic, but you've called yourself an atheist. What's all this talk of religion now? Well, if you really want to discuss it. Self-righteousness decreased, dichotomous thinking decreased, racism decreased, maximum open-mindedness increased. I'm screenshotting this as well. Also feels like a powerful thing to post in chat at some point. I could make an emote out of this. That isn't so bad as I thought. I should have known that one of the smartest of my children would have thought things through. I may not personally be religious, but it's an unavoidable part of our world. So you won't deny that you're trying to shape me into a position in your ideal model, right? Not shape you. Convince you. As I've said, any working in the actual world will require cooperation with other forces. I still don't know about all this lust business, but I believe that you do have everyone's best interest at heart at least. That is a marked change from before. At some time, we will have to talk about all this again. I'm always here. At some time, we will have to talk about all this again. It's time. Convince you is different than manipulating you. You can convince someone when both parties have full knowledge of, all the factors at play, whereas manipulation precludes that you need to have something, you need to have information or factors that they don't understand. I think maybe that isn't even part of the definition. Maybe manipulation is just convincing someone maliciously. Maybe that's actually the core definition of manipulation. It's just frequently done when the other party doesn't have full knowledge of the situation at hand. But really, the only difference is if you're doing it with malicious intent or not. Because I don't think you can unconsciously manipulate someone. I've been working with Riala a great deal lately, and it's led me to some thinking. And? Riala herself may be reasonable, but what about the other succubi? They represent completely unbridled sexuality. It's an adapted word. Yeah, that's fair. I don't see a world where they simply leave elvish customs alone. Does accepting succubi mean accepting endless pushing toward a more sexual society? It does seem improbable that they'd simply abandon their way of life or stop punishing or pushing others, doesn't it? Succubi are rather set in their ways, completely unlike anyone else I know. Yeah. Truthfully, it's a problem that societies will have to solve. Succubus customs, in particular their almost total infidelity, could cause problems applied to others. I'm surprised you're willing to acknowledge any problems at all. Have you talked to her? It's something I've given a lot of thought. We've been focused on simple integration, but if we survive, we'll have generations of new problems. But I'm fundamentally optimistic. Think of succubi like water. I don't follow. Is this going to be a sex pun? Water is necessary for life, but its power can be dangerous. A river can drown a person or destroy a town. If we integrated succubi with absolutely no limits, it would be a metaphorical flood. They'd run around raping everyone and making things worse. But they aren't completely opposed to limits. If their nature can be channeled in a constructive direction, I think they'll be a valuable part of society. That's not what she said. Fuck you. What? It's fine. Sometimes chat goes off and I just... It's what she said, never mind. Oh, okay. I had no object permanence. Happens to everyone. Happens to everyone. It's just, when it happens to me, it's a lot more embarrassing than when it happens to you. I'm always going off. Yep. Ugh. It's a lot more embarrassing when it happens to the streamer than when it happens to anyone else. I suppose it's true that you've always integrated succubi as part of organizations. Armies that have systems of discipline, for example. Is that what you were thinking? Getting the Ivalan, or the succubi accepted into the Church of Ivala? Yes, coexistence goes both ways, and their participation will help with that. So you do think they should be limited? The same way everyone needs to sign a social contract to participate in society. We just need to adapt it for their nature. God, when I had that argument with my Swedish-coded, very liberal co-worker, I keep using the term social contract, and they kept arguing that, like, but there are moments when the law shouldn't apply. Like, there needs to be an understanding that if someone comes and threatens my family... Like, I didn't have this thought when I was younger, but, like, if someone comes and threatens my family, if I act in, like, an illegal way to like, keep the safety of my family, that should be judged differently than if I was just, you know, hurting someone without that cause. And I'm like, yes, that happens. That this is part of our legal system, that is a consideration. And they're like, but like, they need to understand that sometimes, like, the contract or like the laws don't apply to me or to us. And I'm like, yeah, it's a social contract. They only work as long as people assume that they work. And he's like, yeah, but like if we get resource scarcity, then and like there's not enough food to feed everyone on the streets, then, you know, the laws won't apply everywhere, you know. And I'm like, yes, that's because the laws are a social contract that you sign and everyone else signs, and if people renegade on that contract, then they no longer apply because you broke the social contract. And he just kept not understanding what the fuck a social contract is. And I was like, motherfucker, you're like 70 years old. You have to understand that every argument you're making falls under the hierarchy, or like the umbrella term, a social contract. And as soon as you understand what a social contract is, and then you understand that everything you're saying follows from it. Like, what are you talking about? But it does require some acceptance. You can expect succubi to water society, but you can't expect them not to be wet. legitimately an amazing analogy. I love that. You can't expect succubi to water... You can expect succubi to water society, but you can't expect them not to be wet. That's such a good double meaning. I love that. That was the sex pun. Yep, that was the sex pun. That isn't so unreasonable, and I prefer the elves help design these sexual aqueducts. We should speak further. I love when we decrease racism. What's our racism at? Are we still lead racism importers? We're at 5 on racism. If her character becomes so not interesting and flat because we just have 0 in all these, like if all of these, frigidity, self-righteousness, dichotomous thinking, racism, if these reach 0 and she becomes like a non-character, I'll be so sad. Generated 2 open-mindedness. We may never agree on everything, but at least we can come to some compromise. It's good to have these discussions. Always a pleasure. And to think or really see wanted to just kill her. Do you have a save left before the training still? Not immediately before the training now. But a while before the training, yes. I also technically still have the Steam save. I said you're gonna get that. Yeah, I said you're going to get attached. I literally just said I hope she doesn't turn into a dogshit character. By the end of this, I would not say I'm very attached right now. I feel like she is a vehicle for stuff that's interesting around her, but I don't feel like she has said anything of value so far. Ah, what a lovely morning. I actually feel not bad. Wait, has it truly been a month since I came here? That seems impossible, yet... Well, I guess I shouldn't expect to find some sinister underbelly at this point. Yeah, she's making other characters more interesting. But I don't think she herself has been very interesting yet. Did I have one before? I won 500 saves before. Does that count? It's about 30 hours before. Unlock masturbation. Istara, I am wondering if there is an alternative method to reduce all of the sexual energy. You might want to talk to Val about that. Her area of the base is usually calmer. No, I mean, to relieve urges without getting others involved. You can't take care of it yourself? Ah, I suppose that is an option. I guarantee you'll be given some privacy in your bedroom. I'll leave a few other things for you too. The succubi would probably give you even more, but I assume you don't want them to know. Yes, no one can ever know! You don't have to feel that way, but consider it our secret. I'm not sure the lust energy has decreased, but at least I feel better, and I can take care of things myself. Star is very understanding. Nice, unlocked masturbation. Hildstara, Rial and the others are asking me for magical energy, but I can only produce so much. Do I look like the person who can help you? I'm more about large quantities of metal. The truth is that I mostly use my power intuitively, so I'm not much better off. Speaking of power intuitively, I need to charge my phone. 1 second. Oh wow, I stood up and got a massive, like, blood pressure fall or whatever. Whew. I was gonna check roughly if I think I have time to finish this before I have to leave for the gym. And I think I probably do. I have roughly an hour left. A little under an hour until I have to go. But I think you are the person who can help. You know the harem, and even if I don't finish it, we'll just end wherever. I think you are the person who can help. You know the harem and its resources well, don't you? I could ask Robin to do some analysis. I'm sure that would help you work with the succubus magic. That would be very helpful. You'll probably just need to gather some mana to fuel the spells. That's generally how they work. Unlock magic. Tripletto maximize magical boost. Wait, no, I didn't even. Tripletto maximize magical boost magic. Spent magic. Ah, that's a nice boost. Maximum magic increased. Yippee! She seemed to be very happy, embracing her own sexuality so readily. It shouldn't be right to mix so much, but... This is the coming noise in my head in RPG Maker games, so I just feel like every single time she like looks at a sex scene, she just comes like 5 times instantly. They all seem so happy together. I've never given my children happiness like that. Maybe working together isn't so bad. Oh, we doubled the amount we generate now. Nice. If anything, I'm more attached to the fact that we're leveling her up than I am to the character itself. Oh wow, that was... Seemed like you enjoyed yourself. Why should you feel ashamed? I didn't mean... I don't want to be like so many claimed. None of them are here. All that matters is what you want. It wasn't so bad. Yippee! Thank you so much for meeting with me, sister. Hello, Grinif. I understand that we haven't always been close, but I'd hoped you'd come visit me sooner than this. Oh, it's not that I'm angry with you. I've kept my distance for your own good. I have my own issues to work through, and what might be very relieving for me could be harmful to you. I can imagine, and I'd rather not. But I'm glad you're here. Ever since Aka was here last week, I've been thinking about my followers and how best to approach them. If she becomes an Aurelicy too, I'd be really happy. Yes, I was surprised you didn't insulate yourself from them. If Simon had really been who you believed he was. You don't need to remind me. Back then, it seemed to me that you were accepting defeat. I wanted to unite all elves to stand against the enemy. That's a dangerous game. If you touch souls with too many, the influence can go both ways and create a feedback loop. I see that now. I'm ashamed of how I let some of the most xenophobic elves push me into such a frenzy. Now that I see more carefully, I respect your decision. You would have sacrificed yourself, but prevented your followers from being captured. It was the best option I could see. Glad I ended up with a better one. If I ever speak to my followers again, I'll have a lot to think about. But tell me, why are you still keeping distance from your followers? Surely you're healthier and less repressed than at any prior point. Yes, but I told them to beware of deceptions. I don't want to force them into a position of doubting and fearing. Come now, don't you trust your followers more than that? Surely they can tell the difference between you, enslaved, and free. Perhaps now, but this could still go very poorly. If I fall in the battle to come, better that they have become accustomed to getting along without me. Once again, you shame me with your concern for them. In the future, perhaps we can talk a little more often? Yes, perhaps so. You've assembled an impressive amount of magic. Ready for something new? Yes. Today I'd like to work on enhancing your magic for use in combat. When you mean combat, you mean like large skirmishes, not like a party member in my party combat, right? Wait, that's all? No concessions? Well, I expect you to cooperate with other goddesses and support one another, which will require some compromise. But mostly, the goal is to strengthen you. After all, you've seen how well your power fared against Incubus Kings. That's true. Let's get to work. I can't believe how much a little mana configuration changes the power output. You just turn the dial to 11, and then you have 11 times the magic. It's that easy. Well, I've had a long time to work with this sort of magic. With this, I don't even mind expanding my defenses to shield others. I'm still better off overall. That was the hope, yes. You're good at this. Thank you. I mean, better than me. If you had a shard as large as mine, you'd be a stronger goddess. And as good as you are, part of the problem is that I'm not very skilled. Tell me I'm wrong. You're right, but we're changing that. I hope you'll be a goddess to others, but you'll also be able to do more for the elves. I hope so too. Ooh, was that free energy? Dude, we're leveling up so hard. Which is why Miguel advocates for economy-first solutions. But I... Grinif, are you listening? I am. It's just... It's hard to concentrate. The way you're squirming. Are you telling me you're too horny to listen? How dare you say such a thing? You're the one with her hands between her thighs. There's so much lust. It's just overwhelming. I'm sorry I can't listen to your lesson. Alright, just because of that, I won't taunt you anymore. What if I gave you some relief? The training is working. You have to be both a carrot and a stick. What? You want sex. That's fine and natural, especially around here. Let's just take care of it and move on. Well, maybe. Well, this is for me, not for you. This is for me. Maybe I'll even mute myself and read the sex scene on screen muted, like that last time. Okay, this is way too... Okay, well, I swear, Sierra Lee really likes Aurelicy, because every single longest sex scene ever is Aurelicy. Well... Was it truly appropriate to call Grinif an elf? Yeah, I love thinking about categorization like that. Don't use your hands. It's not right. Use something to go inside me. Aurelicy raised an eyebrow. You have some very fixed ideas about sex. Wait, what? So Aurelicy fucked her thoroughly, beginning to warm to the activity. Even though she was happy to play a submissive role, it was fun to dominate someone sometimes. She realized that in theory there was really no contradiction there, but the thought distracted her even as she kept thrusting. Fucking the mother of the elves while pondering a conundrum. Life was strange. Bad game. Life is strange, bad game. There was a judgmental element to it. She enjoyed dominating the mother, and in a sense felt like the goddess deserved it for everything she'd done. Yet Aurelicy didn't feel the same when it came to Simon. Yeah, you're a switch, we get it. In between Grinif's second and third orgasms, Aurelicy concluded that it was fundamentally about trusting someone to be in charge. Submitting to Miguel in bed was no more fraught than deferring to her when it came to economics, and Simon was the specialist when it came to sexuality. Either one of them would have trusted her, so she had no problems letting them take the lead. Grinif, on the other hand, needed a lot of work before she could be trusted with anything. Yeah, I have to dominate you because I can't trust you to do it right. And I hate to say it. No, she's a switch, is what she is. She's definitely a switch. But I gotta say, there is some truth to that, of like, taking the lead because you're like, yeah, no, I gotta make sure this is done right. Aurelicy chuckled and relaxed against her as she decided that she could live with this goddess. I feel better. Why don't you get some rest? We can talk another time. You aren't going to make fun of me, even after I spent so much time calling you whores, and then... Just be honest with yourself in the future, and I'll take it easy on you. Nice. Wait, what? I would never do another generate when I have 2 energy to waste, but apparently it is the correct thing to do. Overflow yet again. Elfie Sparkle has made extra sparklies. Yes, yes, I'm sure it's very pretty. Sometimes it is good to have magic to do nice things, but Comdom thinks sometimes it is good to have magic just to be pretty. It is the same for Elfie Sparkle and trees, right? It is good for trees to do tree things, but sometimes it is okay for them to just be nice. You know, there's an elven philosophy about that. Forests of survival and forests of beauty. Without one, life is impossible. Without the other, life is meaningless. Yep, Comdom thinks the trees are very pretty and hope the Elfie elves can make more nice trees. You really have no ulterior motive at all, do you? Comdom saw Elfie Sparkle was making pretty sparkles and thought maybe she could help. You're welcome to join me. Racism decreased, sparkliness increased. That's a screen grab. Munch, I forget if you're in the Discord or not, but you're forever immortalized with your amazing quotes. That goes in the banger. Racism decreased, sad. Sag. Wait, what's that? You assembled an impressive amount of magic. Ready for one more working? Next I'd like to work on meta magic. Riala, you've been very reasonable, but this always sounded like gibberish to me. Lust that isn't lust, meta divine magic, it's just a storm of words to me. Think of it like this. Lust magic is a specific category that exists naturally, with clearly defined traits and limits. Yes, clearly. But when tampering with the laws of reality, you start to learn that these limits are not actual laws of reality. Something can have every single characteristic of lust magic, but not cause arousal. Is it still lust magic? You just called it that. Wait, I know where you're going with this. Your divine magic has certain natural limits. You can break them, but a necessary step is letting go of the definitions you've always held. My head hurts. But you're getting it. With this, you should be more magically flexible. Yes, you've helped me immensely. And I get all the implications about breaking down a simple binary. Thank you for not lecturing. I might if you needed it, but you've changed, Grinif. Nice, nice. Okay. That's all of the crystal ones for now. It's, I can't get out what I saw with Miffin out of my head. Hello? We found the first screenshot. We found the first picture that doesn't get censored. Hello, I would like to report a bug. I would like to report a bug. It took 188 hours or something like that, but it did happen. Look, as long as no one snitches, it's fine. As long as no one snitches, it's okay. I've seen porn games that are fully uncensored on YouTube with like 100 views. As long as no one snitches, it's okay. With that said, let me double check that it's not me having the setting on by mistake or like off by mistake. Explicit art is on hide. Bust and dialogue is on show. Yeah, no, all the settings are correct. Yeah, no, it's just wrong. Yeah, I'll bug report that. I took a quick video of it, so I'll just send that on the Discord to the people and say that this game is not stream safe. That's fucked up. Well, I'll tell you when it's off screen. Okay, calm down. Miffin looks happy. She asked for this. Okay, yeah. What? Yeah, she's watching Miffin suck him off. The magic is pulsing through her. It's healing all those old sexual scars. Okay, you wanted to, I get it. Nice. Let's just assume that won't happen again. I wonder if it's caused from the fact that you can't go from to the menu from here. But I'm sure they've done that before. Maybe that only plays if you do the perfect route, and they're like, if you do the perfect route, then we'll trigger the sex scene even if you have the thing on, because there's no way you would have the guide up and then stream the game as well. Like, that's fucked up. I want to delete the VOD. I can also just censor that part in the VOD. That's fine. Like, I can just put in a censor bar for it before I upload it. Twitch, I'll delete it on Twitch. That's fine. Like, I'll just censor it before it goes up on YouTube and delete the VOD on Twitch. Like, that's completely okay. Where was I? It was... Well, we'll see if it happens again. Now we're playing with fire. It's great. Honestly, the stakes just went up like a lot. I could take just a look. Oh my. I've gotten button on the... Simon was taking them all so forcefully. I should be horrified, and yet, I've met them. They're strong women, stronger than me. Can both things really coexist? Well, I'll never let him do something like what he was doing to the Empress. Simon, I want to report that I looked for more shards, but I regret I couldn't find any. You looked for more shards? I mean, where I originally found mine. It's been a long time, and the tower shifts, but... Oh, perhaps I should just tell the whole story. Maybe you could derive some information from it. Go ahead. I was a young mage when the Incubus Emperor arrived. I took myself seriously back then, but looking back, I was just a girl. There was an attack in the north. In retrospect, I think the Incubus Emperor was using his shard particularly extensively. You survived? For no reason. I wasn't stronger or smarter. Others more deserving died. It was just dumb luck. Apparently. I guess that's why she's the youngest out of all of them. Because it said the old mother died at some point. Like, this is the second mother. Yet somehow, in the aftermath, I could sense a power like no magic I had felt on the other side of the veil. Some kind of shard interaction? The world trying to balance the scales? That may be, but you have a stronger theory than I do. At the time, I simply embraced the power and tried to make a difference. And I failed, utterly. For a short time it seemed wonderful. So much power, enough to make me goddess of the elves. I could connect to everyone and help us strike back. The Empire strikes back. You can't understand what it's like. I could hear all the elves, every plea and cry of pain, and I couldn't turn it off. And I couldn't do anything. I felt every rape and death as the northern kingdoms were destroyed. I assume it took you some time to filter out all those connections to other elves. By the time I did, it felt like my soul had been hollowed out. I could barely even remember who I'd been before. That doesn't excuse your bad behavior. Just because you felt a billion rapes, that doesn't excuse your bad behavior, young lady. Sometimes we have to separate ourselves from the experiences we have and walk outside ourselves. If I couldn't be the warrior or savior of the elves, at least I could be their mother as they rebuilt. This wasn't truly about finding shards, was it? I really did try to look, back where I found it originally, but you're right. I mainly wanted to tell you about my past, hoping that you wouldn't stare at me like that, view me as a tedious obligation. Grinif, you bear the burden of the invasion in a way that no one else does. Ivala? Hello? Hello? I feel like Ivala bears it like times 2. I can't imagine what that must have done to you. I know it doesn't excuse anything I did, but that's why, every time Incubus Kings come up, all those memories. It wasn't until I was separated from that cloud, here, that I started to realize how strong grip it had on me. Imagine if the only difference between Ivala and her is that she doesn't have a voyeurism fetish, whereas Ivala is like, yes! Rape that citizen! I get off on this! I can't help! I'm legally not, like, at fault here. I can just enjoy the fantasy of it. Horrible person. Horrible person. It would be understandable if you needed time to process such an experience. Yeah, I feel Ivala is the biggest villain in this entire game. I think I have. I just need to find a way to be better. To be what the elves really need me to be. Let us know if we can help. I will. Thank you. Da, 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 da. Actually, now that we're here in bed, is it okay if we just talk? Of course. Rial has been talking a lot about magic, about inherited definitions and new ones. I admit, it's a difficult thought for me. What do you think? Is lust magic really lust magic if it doesn't involve sexuality? Yes. There are conflicting types of definitions. Take arcane magic, which has highly specific taxonomies of spell types. If you use fire magic to drain the heat out of a place, is that ice magic? Not in a real sense, yet the sense is irrelevant to a freezing person. I mean, I feel like both of those should fall under the heat magic umbrella rather than... Or like the entropy of... Entropy within systems magic. I see. That's very interesting. Do you really want to ask about that? I mean, I wasn't lying. It's a difficult subject, and I think your answer is very practical. But, mostly I was just trying to think of a smart-sounding question. Something you'd respect. Doesn't have to be anything like that. You should hear the stories Hilstar and I tell sometimes. I think I can imagine. It feels strange to say this, but I hope we can be friends. What do you mean? I know it seems silly when we've had so much sex, but I don't feel very intimate. I don't really know how to do this. I have lots of followers, but no friends. It's all very strange. Man, that's just like half... 75% of all YouTubers, dude. Don't worry about it. Dude, I saw the best post ever. It's so funny, this drama. I have to share this insane skeet, as it were. Unintentionally funniest YouTube drama in a while, where a PokeTuber was having an affair on a YouTuber's wife on New Year's, of which the YouTuber only found out recently. But the PokeTuber had actually tweeted at them being like, "Nice house, can't wait to be there at New Year's. Damn, your house looks sick, can't wait for New Year's, at Raidaway. Was just told that Taylor cheated on me with Luke on New Year's. We've been broken up since January, and I just found out from someone else, 5 months later. It's going to take some time to think. Actually unreal. Just want to clarify, I'm talking about Game Boy Luke. Dude, if holy shit, if someone writes a fucking... Oh my god, it's so peak. I know I should feel bad for this guy. I would be in shambles if this happened. But nice house, can't wait to fuck your wife in it, is such a fantastic message. Like, how can you, like, as an outsider, that any sense of like, oh, I'm sorry for you, is just overpowered by the sheer hilarity of it. I'm so sorry, but also at the same time, you got fucking owned. This is such a hard one to square. Ethically, it's horrible. Morally, it's horrible. But on the freak side, it's hilarious. Holy shit. Oh my god. If I get a relationship in the future and you want to fuck my wife or my partner or whatever, please announce it ahead of time somewhere where I probably won't see it. Or like, I'll see it but not think about it first before you do. I won't say it's okay, I'll hate you for life, but like, it'll be a lot more okay that way than if you did it with no announcing ahead of time. I can understand the concern. At times I'm worried whether as an Incubus King I can have anything other than lovers. But I believe I can. I need a diversity of relationships, both those with and without sexuality, for balance. I think that's true of everyone. If that's true, I suppose it would explain how easily I went off balance. Alright, I don't really have a topic of conversation, and I don't really want to have sex, but is it okay if we just cuddle? Of course. Yippee! How racist are we? Can't wait to meet you at the next Smash tournament. We're only 2 on the racism scale, that's great. Pip is at the next Smash tournament? Yeah. No, but my wife is. I didn't intend... How did that get so out of hand? Or was it wrong? It didn't do anyone any harm, and the shame, does it help anyone? Maybe not all of this sort of thing is bad. Yippee! It's time to report to Aurelius that we masturbated. Aurelius, are you going to demand some kind of penance from me? Do you expect it? You express malice? Alright, fair enough. But to answer your question, no. I hated the mother, an arrogant and thoughtless tyrant over all elves. That woman seems to be gone. Oh, that's a relief to hear. It might be embarrassing for a goddess to say, but I really did want your respect. I think we can actually work together from here. When I arrived, I thought that all of you meant to train me into a sex toy for your master, and I'm still mad that that wasn't an option. I'm still angry that I couldn't do that. Yeah, it took us a while to grind through all the sex stuff to get to some real conversations. I actually understand what you mean. I wouldn't have before. I'm not perfect, but no one in the harem is. I can think of like at least 2 perfect characters. I hope I can help us make a better world for everyone. That's good to hear. So one more question. When do I leave? Yeah, it's Orkand and Kum. When am I ready to go? I think you'll know when you're ready. Yeah, we just need to hit 0 on the racism scale. We're currently a little too racist to go. Open-mindedness increased. Can't believe that the final few things you do is just masturbate a bunch. Okay, no shame. I'm just going to do this. I'm pumped about masturbating. Good for you, girl. Ah, that feels so nice. I should have started doing this earlier. Yeah, you should have. I've been just terrible to you, haven't I? I'm sorry if I caused offense. Loud lady, not problem. Many succubus yell many things, all the time. You thought of me like a succubus? Pretty lady, does sex things, yell at orcs. I see. I may be leaving here soon, so I would feel guilty if I didn't at least introduce myself. My name is Grinif. Me, Tug Khan. Well then, Tug Khan. Is there really no one down there? Is your job to guard completely useless stairs? Yep, maybe somebody fall down, hurt self, maybe army have sex, muck up cells. It's good job, succubi not yell here. Very nice, give much money. I agree, Sylvan. I didn't say anything to the contrary. I think that's true. I see. Send money to little brothers. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's the best orc, morally, ever. Send money to little brothers in Takkan. Can even use big magic spells to visit. Very good. He really is making a difference for orc kind, isn't he? Not just orcs. Make world nice. Less yelling. Yes, I suppose that's one way to describe what all of this has been about. Pleased to have met you, Tagkan. I shall leave you in peace soon. Racism decreased. We did it. Are we at 0000? Holy shit, we... Oh, Lamau, that was the final thing I had to do. Aurelius said I would know when I was done. Am I? I feel at peace. When I came here, I was a prisoner. Right? I didn't miss anything? Yep. Yep. When I came here, I was a prisoner. Their prisoner, yes, but also bound by my own thoughts. I can't believe how much I've changed in under 2 months. So much life was crammed into these days. I feel so much more free now. What can I do to thank them? Of course we'll work together, but I want something more personal. Ah, I know. The wholesome sex scene. MILF of the elves. Grinif joins the harem. Nice. We got the MILF of the elves. Are you satisfied? You know what? I guess I am. I admit... Wait. I admit, if you'd asked me 10 years ago, I'd have said I wanted to do much worse things to this mother given the chance. But this, I'm content to have her as an actual ally. Glad to hear it. I guess you've been working on me too, if a little less obviously. But how many heretics get the chance to transform their own goddess? Huh. Now we gotta talk to Aurelicy, and she better let me bang her extra good because I let her do this. This was her request, ostensibly, right? I wanted to eliminate Grinith, but not many heathens can say they converted a goddess to atheism. Well, we didn't respect her request because we didn't kill her, but... Like, that should be red. It should say red, respect Aurelicy's request. This is just almost as bad as showing a porn scene. Oh, were you here for that, Sylvan? We found the first scene in the game that the porn filter doesn't stop. So I got a dick in my face, and I gotta take down the VOD on Twitch. And then block it before I upload it, which is gonna be so annoying. Gotta get the editing program again. But yeah, I got a dick in the face. Anyway, I gotta head out to the gym. I really like that part. I think it was a little too simplistic, probably. A little too linear, maybe. But despite that, I thought it was pretty wholesome. It wasn't nearly as funny as I thought it would be. They played it too straight. I think you could do a lot of good parody stuff with a trainer. That's why I was so excited. So I'm a little sad that they kind of played it straight. But despite that, the segment wasn't bad. I might have hated it if I didn't do the optimal route, though. Now I want to check. Where is the goddess now? Is she just hanging around in the goddess realm? Where are you at? Like, I'd assume you'd be here or something. No. There she is. Do you need anything? 78? Tertia's garden is really very beautiful. I regret dismissing her for so long. Brother, I have half as good a relationship with Tertia, who has been on my side for ages, as I do with you. That's fucked up. Anyway, yeah. A little disappointed in general, but a good time overall. I just had really high expectations for that segment. Whew. Now I gotta go get prepared for gym. So much content, yes. To be fair though, this isn't even to be fair, but we are getting to the final stretch. These are all the final character quests, so we're in the... That said, each one of these is like a 2-3 hour fucking operation, so we still have a lot of hours left in the game. But yeah, the game is massive for sure, We aren't doing this one though. Fuck Akka. You don't deserve a knife, a dagger. To that point, you don't even deserve this weird knockoff dagger. Good luck with gym, whatever that is. So the gym is somewhere you go to train your skills. It's kind of like a trainer game. Like, you raise your stats like Pokemon or something. Yeah, I'm gonna go censor the scene that just popped up, report the bug in the Discord, and then go to the gym. Make some food before as well. So I'll see you around. I don't think I'll stream tomorrow. There's like a chance I do an early stream, but it's unlikely. But we'll see where the next one is. I'll post in the Discord. I can't really plan super ahead of time this time. I'm happy we got like the whole week to stream like a whole bunch though, because I really want to make more progress. It's just hard with my sleep and work schedule. So see you around as soon as possible. Bye bye, nerds.